Okay, my phone's still over there.
Yeah, baby, here.
Thank you, honey.
Oh, you're welcome. Yo. Yo. Oh, baby, quiet. Yo. Oh, baby, quiet. Yo. Oh, baby, quiet.
Down G. That bitch feel like the mob right here, boy. That bitch feel like a nigga ain't supposed to have it. That bitch feel like drug money. Drug money. They think it all started with drug money. 4 or 5 cribs, exotics park where I live. And I swear I did it all without a deal. They think it all started with drug money. They think it all started with drug money. I made my mama proud, do anything to see her smile. Already put her in the car, when I put her in this house. They gon' say it came from drug money. They think it all started with drug money. I go shopping with my bitch and I buy whatever she pick. And them hating hoes, they can't tell her shit. They think it all started with drug money. They think it all started with drug money. Kids college already paid, we ain't fucking with Sally Mae. And they'll be straight if a nigga die today. They think it all started with drug money. Ounce of cocaine dried on the paper towel. Never snitch, never go fed, I took a sacred vow. Street code, coffee cup and a fork on beast mode. Water whip, Teddy we taught me, I used to keep O's. 36, Howard and Jordan throw up them free throws. Kilos, reload, operation tight as a keyhole. It's all rap when I talk drugs and when I say we all strapped. I like the ball cap. I'm just a 9 to 5 nigga, minimum wage worker. Stephon in the booth, session in, I go back to Urkel. I ain't never touched the gram, and I be damned if I ever. This roll is a fake, just like the stones in this bezel. I would never risk my life over no drug money. Drug money. They think it all started with drug money. No indictments, no witness, the way I handle my business make these motherfuckers sick to their kidneys. Ain't a dime of it drug money. They think it all started with drug money. I can buy whatever I want, I ain't got yeah, hey. Hey, I woke up this morning on the wrong side of bed. I ain't sleep good, cause I ain't eat good. Before I lay down, I stayed down. My niggas sound really as fuck for that, but staying down kept me down. What's up with that? Bright side, I got weed to smoke. To stay high in my problems, I need to smoke. I wish a nigga had some stamps, I need assistance. My old girl left, she said she needs someone consistent. But on the bright side, I got weed to smoke. The struggle gave me anxiety, I need to smoke. I wish a nigga had some stamps, I need assistance. I really need some love, dedication, and commitment. But roll up.
It's gonna be okay, and it's gonna be alright, and we gonna be just fine. We here for a good time, and it's gonna be okay, and we gonna be alright, and we gonna be just fine. We here for a good time, don't stress on my time. We here for a good time, don't stress on my time. We here for a good time, and it's gonna be okay, and it's gonna be alright, and we gonna be just fine. We here for a good time. I woke up stressing today, but it's gonna be okay. Don't take this life for granted, because it could all vanish. I can't complain, I got my head on straight. I woke up breathing with the purpose of being better than I was the other day. And I love seeing everybody winning, cause the struggle is real. Trust me, I know the deal. It gets hard sometimes, but we just keep on pushing. On the bright side, I got weed to smoke.
The struggle gave me anxiety,
I need to smoke.
I wish a nigga had some stamps, I need assistance. I really need some love, dedication, and commitment. But roll up.
It's gonna be
What you got for me, brother?
What's that in?
What's going on?
Oh, we rolling?
Oh, been
Man,
rolling,
first
man.
of all, listen, y'all never know when we rolling.
But happy birthday to everybody. Everybody's birthday passed. We a year older than we all
It
last
was
saw
all
each
three of
other.
our birthday last week. wasn't it?
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
He,
When your birthday?
January 4th.
Okay, you ain't in the crew.
I ain't in y'all group.
She a
y'all
Capricorn though.
Oh, yeah.
Do you believe in zodiacs?
I do.
She said, "Oh yeah, like Capricorn, she the goat."
I done
Oh,
had
yeah.
enough of
Shit.
this already. I can see where this going already. I'm done with zodiacs. Do you know what astrology started?
It started hundreds of years ago with
Okay.
the stars.
Astrology started all the way back in we talking the 1st century to the 3rd century.
Before they
Babylon.
made the Roman. Yeah,
Correct, right? Then it migrated over to the Mediterranean, which is Egypt, which was run by a Greek king at the time. You understand?
You went and did some homework, boy?
Man, listen, because I'm sick of it.
Go ahead.
Right.
All right.
'Cause I'm done with it, right? So listen, obviously it was a primitive society back then. We talking BC, 100 BC, 200 BC. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
So people believed in spirits. Like if you were going to hunt, people believed that a spirit can inhabit an animal and I could please the animal, pray to the animal, and then that would influence my hunt. You know that's bullshit, but you know what I mean? So over time,
Do you knock on wood when you do something bad?
no, but if I do step on a crack, I do worry about my mama back. This is something I can't.
Just making sure you
Right.
got all your hood down.
I'm just letting you know. Right. So they got a little bit more civil as time went on. This man's stupid. They got a little bit more civil as time went on, right? So it's called divination.
Yeah.
Okay? So basically that is the belief that nature can predict the future. Hence the term read the tea leaves, something we still say today, right? So naturally, if that's what society's going, you got some people that look straight, which is the stuff that you see eye level, trees, flowers, stuff like that, right? You got some people look down to the ground, soil, water, things like that to predict whatever they were looking to. And a group of people start looking at the stars, okay? Now, they weren't looking for personalities or nothing like that. It was just a way to predict, like, when to farm.
Right.
Okay, when to go fishing, when can I sail my boat, when the stuff like that, right? So they start forming these things, right? And what they did was it's called constellation. They broke it down into 12 constellations, which is labeled as zodiacs, which we know now, right?
Yes.
But let me tell you how flawed this system is, right? It's based on where the sun is based on the sun's rotation around the earth at a particular time in the year, okay? Right. It's broken down into 30 degrees, 30 times 12, 360, correct? So flawed. We know now that the sun don't move at all. Stars don't move, correct?
Correct.
But
The
we
Earth-
rotate in
Right,
those constellations.
Right, but we're basing it off the movement of the stars. Constellation is a pattern of stars in the way they are, but it's the earth that's moving, right?
Right.
So now you fast forward a little bit farther, it's something called precession. So the earth is no longer sitting on the axis the way it used to back then, okay?
Correct.
It's always changing. So it's recent as 2011, studies show that it should be a 13th zodiac. That's just what they say about where the earth sits now. So everybody who thinks that they're
Right.
Scorpio or whatever, you
Right.
get what I'm saying? You got to move the dates and times now, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So what I think with that is that's for people born after that. We still was born under that. So you can't
So it
go
still
change
should
that.
apply.
Correct. It
But
could
we
still
know.
apply to people born after the time. Because at the moment I was born,
Right.
at the time, 901,
Right.
November 5th, 1986,
Right.
is the time that I was under those particular constellation sets.
Wonderful comeback. Agreed. Now, like I said, this was not to do personalities and things like that, right? This
It
was
still
only,
isn't.
it still isn't. Good one. It was only to predict like what the earth does. We understand by the alignment of the stars, the moon, the stuff, gravity, it does affect the tides, right? 16 centuries later, there has been zero evidence from all of the ancient scripts, all of everything studies that say that zodiacs have anything to do with personalities. It was a dude from England named Alan Leo, brother, who worked for a group. It was called the Theosophical Society. Just a group of spiritual people. I imagine they smoked a lot of weed. They believed in intuition, probably took shrooms, all that kind of shit, right? So they was those kind of people. That was 1890. Ain't that far away, right? Cool. This dude just decided to write down in a book what he thought. You get what I'm saying? But because he had so much affiliation with this group and they spread out, it was like a fraternity, he was able to publish these books and put it out in 2 countries. One was Europe. Could you tell me where the other one is? One country was Europe. Where do you think the other one is?
United States.
The United States of America, right? So, of course, this shit started to expand in the 1900s just by people reading books,
Right.
then the internet. You get what I'm saying? Now, They don't believe this in Africa. They don't believe this in any. Do you think it's a Scorpio African somewhere? Mm-hmm. Right, there is, but he don't believe in that. He's too busy blowing in the cow ass because he think that that's gonna bring them good pastures. You get what I'm saying? And no offense to nobody African, I'm just showing you how humans believe passed down shit. There's literally a tribe in Africa that blow in cow like Buddha hole, like open a cow's Buddha hole and live blow in it because it's supposed to be good luck and good fortune. That's something somebody old told them too, which is foolishness. So I'm just saying that astrology was never meant to dictate personality. That was just somebody who wrote that shit a long time ago.
And it's still not meant to dictate personalities. It's meant for you to be able to use because see it goes further than just the month you were born. Like I said, there's 12 houses. There's also each planet, and on your chart you will have some aspects of other types of traits.
Right.
So you're not just a Scorpio. Now there are people who are really intense, and they are a Scorpio sun, moon, Mercury. Those are called stelliums, having more than one placement in one house in one. So it gets deeper than just that.
Right.
Each house represents something different, and these things aren't just. It's not like for you to say, okay, this is who I am. This is a set of personality traits. It's like how you deal with things. And so another person can look at that and say, me and this person keep bumping heads. And for me, it's studying a person.
Right.
So I can take care.
I know people that birthday can be the same day as mine, or maybe the next day or within a week, and we are nothing alike.
Correct, because you won't have, me and my ex we're 12 hours apart. That means we should be almost the
And
same.
y'all are totally opposites.
No, the one part of us that makes you unique is your rising sign. That is your soul's interest into this earth. Me and him have a different rising sign, and we do things differently, completely different. However, we do have a lot of traits that are exactly the same. But when you mirror somebody, you don't always like those traits because those are things inside of you that you may not also like. I know for me, before I found out I had Sag in my chart, I would always say, Sagittarius women get on my nerves. And then I have heavy Sagittarius in my chart, and I'm like, dang, that's because all the things I do, they do, and it's irritating things I do that I don't want to admit that I do. You see what I'm saying? So it's more so of a way to study a person's movement so that you can say, now I get it. They weren't actually ignoring me. I overthink situations. They were busy.
They were ignoring you.
Not like it could be my mom, and I could be like, dang, she ain't wrote me back yet. And my mom could be like,
I'm the same way.
I'm a Sagittarius.
No, you're not.
When is your birthday?
November 5th.
Okay.
So I'm a
That's
Scorpio.
just a woman thing in general. We dissect everything, and
Correct.
we, like, if somebody don't respond to us, we get pissed off.
So I don't always get
yeah.
Alan Leo definitely wrote this to some women. Y'all spreaded this.
I'm
Shit. Y'all
serious.
made this.
We
women made
read
this
into
popular.
that, yeah.
He was probably a little sweet, a little Nas X-ish. I don't know him personally.
No, it's not reading
I
into
know one
anything to
thing though,
me.
goddamn it. All that studying you did,
Yeah.
you better have my goddamn verse done. You
I do,
goddamn
though.
came-
I do.
was gonna say you
I
came
have
in
it
here
done.
with this, bro.
I have it
I ain't hear shit
He's
you
a-
was saying. All I was thinking is
Yeah,
he
hope
better
that-
have me 16 balls.
I gotta
No,
go
he
on
was
that.
interested in trying to
Jesus
prove and
Christ.
dissect that.
I be having to wait till my voice come back
and
right
he,
sometimes.
procrastination.
Bro, you
make
really
you
studied
work
because
under
you
pressure.
can't remember that
I'm
shit without really
I'm
studying.
researchable, brother. I know a lot of stuff though. Like
see that.
I'm very researchable.
Yeah, you
so
know
I
the
just didn't want-
names. You came with some new words I ain't
I
never
can
heard
go-
you use.
But see, listen.
I'm sick of you.
I'm gonna post them under the screen too if they
You.
come on. But listen, the reason why it is because I get on this rant with people all the time about the way we live as humans in society. Most of our setup is just from somebody who wrote something a long time ago.
We
Hold-
don't live natural anymore.
No,
though.
we don't.
But we had these
But
same, we had these same debates. You got to apply that to religion and everything.
and I do. No, wholeheartedly, I do. Because somebody's religion is wrong. We're gonna die and find out who right, who's wrong.
Exactly.
Mostly everything is taught behavior.
Exactly.
Okay, it's taught
Right.
behavior.
How you respond,
even like
how
saying
you
you grew up
react.
in the South. You eat collard greens and
Right,
cornbread.
right,
That's a
right.
cult.
But in Jamaica,
That's
they
our
eat
thing.
callaloo.
Exactly.
So it's the
So
same thing.
everything is taught
Exactly.
behavior.
And-
But
I-
people be go ahead.
And I don't believe that somebody's religion is wrong. I feel like all of them are just some shit.
Different
All of it is
interpretations.
all made up. I just feel
We're
like
gonna find out.
yeah, I think we all gonna follow that
Yeah.
same. We all gonna find out that
I'm
none of
gonna
that
do
shit
you like
mattered.
this.
Yeah.
Nah, listen,
I think we just gonna find out that it didn't matter what the fuck
It
you
didn't
praised.
matter.
Well, everything has been rewritten anyway.
absolutely.
Nothing
And
is-
99% of the truth
Yeah.
is still a lie.
I just think it's a bad bet to not believe in God. I just think it's a bad bet.
No, I
Even
didn't
if
say
you don't-
God. No, but all religions go back to God.
Correct.
So
No,
when
facts.
that's why I say none of the religions matter
Right.
because religions are just a route to something.
Facts.
The route doesn't matter. The route that you take doesn't matter.
Correct.
The destination is God. I don't give a fuck what you praise.
Now, if you
Everybody
believe
ends
in
with God.
then that's an issue.
Yeah,
No,
and
there's some
even
people-
and even if if it's on some
Yeah.
pagan shit, on some evil shit,
Yeah.
that's still a God.
Yeah, absolutely. And people,
They got
and to
it.
those who don't believe in God, that's fair too. I understand my belief is faith. Faith is the belief in something unseen. I can't be mad at you because you don't believe in something you never saw, and I never saw it, and that person. So I'm fine with that too. I just think it's a horrible bet as a gambler. If I die and ain't no God, oh well.
But what I
right?
feel-
But if you
that
die and
actually
it is,
goes back
but-
to learned behavior.
Yeah.
Think
It
about
does.
some people are brought up like as kids to believe
To believe in-
there's no God.
Right.
no,
So
fact.
that's learned
Yeah.
behavior.
And I also
But-
think
Right.
I also think that whether you believe or not, that shit ain't gonna matter either. God
And
is
it-
I
but
don't
that's
think it's
my
gonna make a
point. You
difference.
might be absolutely right,
Yeah.
but let's say you die and it ain't no God, then who cares, right? It don't matter.
God
but
is
if
a
you,
feeling.
but if
You
you
said
do
you get
die
your
and
little
it
insurance
is,
just in case.
yeah, but if you do die and it is one, it's gonna be like it's too late to be like, oh, big dog, I ain't really know you was up here.
Did
But
you
I don't
grow
think
up
he give a
in-
fuck,
You grew
though.
up in church.
I did grow up in church.
too. So
Right.
I believe there's a God. It's some people that didn't grow up in church, so they.
I did, but I also
Yeah.
was very much questionable. I questioned everything, and when people couldn't
too.
answer me, that gave me
Right.
that gave me.
Which is why I don't go to actual church.
Yeah.
I don't believe in the teachings of others. I
What
figure
type
out God
of
for myself.
religion?
Honestly,
like that.
I
Yeah, I
grew
figure
up
out,
mostly, I would say apostolic Pentecostal, but I also
How you say that
went
word
to-
one more
Yeah, that
time?
word
Give it to us
again.
one more time.
Pentecostal.
Apostolic. But I also went to other churches. I've been
Apostolic.
to Baptist.
I've tried Catholic. I've tried Pentecostal. I've tried Baptist.
Tried
I've tried a little bit
Wait,
of
what is it?
everything.
How black
Me
people
too.
say it?
Yeah.
And that's what
I
I'm saying.
can't
and
even
I
say
read
it, though.
other religions
I like
to
apostolic,
see what
though.
there was.
A pastor licked
Apocalyptic.
that sound bad though.
That
but
sound horrible.
that do sound bad. That was a Catholic church, boy. Listen,
sound like Thanos go
a
down.
pastor licked it. That's
pastor
Catholic.
licked
That's Catholic. Yeah. Them little boys. I mean, I know.
It's just a
We ain't gonna
different
start like
way
that.
of them
I tried 'em all.
teaching. You
Yeah, I
know,
tried
Catholic is
Yeah.
more straight. The Catholic is straight by that book. You're not gonna get anything else.
Well, you know,
Baptist, they throw
Catholicism-
in a little bit about what happened with Grandma last
That's the
week
remix.
and
That's
all
the
that.
Mariah Carey
it's
version of,
totally
This
different.
Christmas.
I've been to them all. Like,
Baptist.
you know what I'm saying?
It's
I'm
totally
35,
different.
and
Yeah.
I'm
my
43,
Dad, my
going on
dad was
44.
Lutheran, so
So,
7-day
yeah.
Adventist.
I got
So
a
I
little
did
age
that
on
one.
you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm saying I did 7-day Adventist. I've done Catholic. I've done them all because my mom was something different than my dad.
But it's all goes
Look at
back
this
to the same
conversation I
thing.
stirred
It's
up
just,
with
you know,
astrology. Look at it.
it's just it all goes back to what you learn behavior.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I didn't learn. I unlearned a lot of things by realizing
Right.
that you cannot learn things that aren't in your own.
Facts.
But you learn
But you
to
also
go to church.
unlearn-
You learn to represent somebody.
As soon as I was old enough,
yeah.
I didn't.
But you
But
unlearned to
you did
relearn
learn
another talk
that there was
behavior.
a God somewhere, right?
Oh yeah, I know there's
Okay,
God.
so there's a
only
learned
because of
behavior.
Things
Nicole
I
ain't
went
bullshit,
through.
but
Yeah,
Yeah, that's learned
Right,
behavior.
because at the end of the day,
Whatever you taught as a child, you're gonna try to.
But listen, understand
That's
this.
what
The
I'm saying.
reason
I
why
wasn't-
the
I
reason
wasn't-
why I brung it up wasn't for us to debate about religion. It was just to show
It's just
people it's all learned behavior. So when we
It's
talk
learned
about
behavior.
like women in relationships, I hope y'all got the same energy. It's learned behavior.
It's
All
learned
that one
behavior.
man, one woman shit. Somebody just told you that. That ain't how we supposed to rock.
No, we're not supposed to be
no,
domesticated,
that's why
just
most
like
people
animals
cheat.
are not.
Yes.
Yeah, some
You
people,
know,
most people
female
cheat
dogs
because of
only
that.
have a period
Pretty
if
much
they're
all.
Yeah.
domesticated.
Yeah.
Like female dogs in the wild don't have a menstrual cycle. They don't have a period.
Right.
That is a domesticated thing.
anything that you just don't feel in your essence is learned. And 98% of the shit we know is learned behavior. And we function off our learned behavior. And I think that's why I butt heads with
Programming.
people so often is because I function more in my essence than I do in learned behavior. I can learn some shit, know it, and see it, and still go
still
off
not
my
do it.
essence.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I go learn different religions. I study different shit. I take a little bit of whatever works for me. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I still function in my essence.
But your mind always go back to
What I feel, what I naturally feel.
Yeah.
If I'm in a situation, it's just instincts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they say, bro, God is here. You feel what I'm saying? God is like your first, your conscience and your ability
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
think.
You know right from wrong by feel, no matter what
that
somebody
was
told
given
you
to
or
you
not
for a
told you.
God is
reason.
a feeling.
So my thing is like, we just live in a sheep culture though, to where people will challenge that and take control of your steering wheel. Everybody has their own vehicle in life, and you can drive that bitch wherever you want to
wherever you
drive
want
it,
to.
and it don't matter where you end up. It's just we passing through.
Right.
But in this lifetime, people like to take control of your steering wheel, her steering wheel, and it's like
Yeah.
we
They-
driving everybody's
they
shit.
want you to drive the
their
direction
own
they
ben-
going in.
to their own benefit. You feel
But
what
when
I'm
you
saying?
have a strong mind, people can't do that.
But at the same time,
Exactly.
saying
Yeah.
stay in your lane. So you're going to dictate where I drive, but you want me to stay in my lane.
Right.
That absolutely makes no sense.
Explain that to me. What you said though. That you said that an animal in the wild don't have a menstrual cycle.
Yeah, female dogs in the wild don't just go around bleeding like that. That's something that's domesticated, and that's why, like, if you're a dog owner or a breeder, you know it's a certain amount of time that they have it.
Right.
But that's not something that was natural to animals, just like it was not automatically natural to women.
So y'all
That
gave
was-
y'all self period.
No, actually, I read this article, but I don't like to say what because I cannot I was high one night and I was just reading, and I went in a rabbit hole, and it was an African proverb that I read, and I clicked, and it took me to this whole study that this doctor did about how they used to have moon rituals where the village would rape the women. So that's why they always say this thing, bad stuff happens on a full moon, because it was the full moon when the women would get raped. Now, it is proven that women either have their period near the new moon or the full moon, and that's why they call it a lunar cycle, lunar coming off of moon. So your cycle will come.
I ain't never heard that, girl.
But listen, some of that stuff, some of that ancient stuff be, but
going on?
but
So
some
like
of that
for
stuff
me,
be,
the full moon brings mine on. So that means in 14 days when it's the new moon, that's when I ovulate. So that's how you used to track when to get pregnant and not, was by nature.
yeah.
It wasn't by an app, and it wasn't by you counting down the
Now, they
days.
did say the stars would tell
Well,
you
it would
about
tell
the
you,
body,
and
would
it
tell
is
you about.
still, before I learned all of this stuff, I would always wonder, like, it's full moon and my period start. This is so weird, but I didn't understand, so I started reading.
So you didn't have a cycle every 4 weeks,
No, I have
like a
one.
normal woman.
Well, a normal woman is 27 to 29 days.
Normally it's
so,
4 weeks. 4
Twen-
weeks. How many days
I
is
like
in a
this.
month?
This ain't never. I
4
like
weeks.
this.
because there's no, I don't
What
like the
a
word
period.
normal.
Let me know.
I hate, right,
The
so
30 days in a
27
month.
to 27 to 28.
That's a normal period.
So I have one based on the full moon. We have a full moon every month the same way. We have a new moon. You have different phases of the moon. So you have the new moon and you have a full moon. So it's not just like you just see the moon and boom. No, the moon changes through different phases. You have a waxing and you have a waning, meaning one's going to light and one's going to darkness.
I don't have a
Come on.
period.
I think
You don't
Yeah,
have
I'm
one?
43 years old. I don't have a period.
Oh,
and
so-
when I would eat a certain way, I wouldn't have a period.
Now, I was vegan 3 years and I did still have one, but it was only 2 days. So it's very much so based
I mean,
on
I
your
didn't.
diet.
It is based off of your diet.
Yes, 100%. I totally agree, but it's
Because
also
if your body
based
fat is low,
around
that means you will not have a
The
period.
only thing I will push back on
makes
that
sense.
is,
But like I said, I only
Yeah.
had it for 3 days then, and to this day,
But I would have
it
zero
for
then.
4.
you know, I got
like
something
when you
stupid
have
to say.
athletes and stuff like that, they don't have a period. So
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
only-
the moon is still operating, and I didn't have a period.
The only ritual, only
You know
thing I
what
have
I'm
a
saying?
question about
that's
that
But
ritual.
no, I'm
So-
saying that's how it's,
They going off about
when
this
you
period.
read it, it
Yeah.
says,
Listen
I
to
just
this.
know I've been bleeding for. I mean, I ain't
That's
bleeding
cool.
no
I ain't-
more, but
I-
shit,
I'm not the one to argue. I'm not nobody to argue on this period
So I'm just
conversation. Y'all
saying.
can have that.
I'm just trying to.
It's
I'm
the
not arguing. I'm
uterus.
just trying to
Oh, no, it's
understand where you
cool.
coming
It's
from.
I'm saying like
kinda
the
like
word
arguing, but
right
it's okay.
now.
Hey, it's
when you
debating.
go-
I'm a fucking debater, so
If you go look up right now, your phase is gonna say lunar. So I'm saying that's where the word originated from, is based off the word lunar. That's why when you look it up, it's called the luteal phase.
And y'all gotta
And that's that. So I'm not saying that your specific period has to start.
I'm
I'm
just
saying
saying, though, if it- as a
generalization. That's how the
woman,
word
period.
came. That's what I'm
but
saying.
y'all,
That's where they got the word.
What you got to
from.
factor in too, though, is that nothing is natural about humans right now
And
because of the way we eat,
the way we
way
eat,
we
the
move,
way we
the shit
sleep,
we're exposed
the
to.
way we-
Like just
everything.
like animals, right? The bird ain't gotta watch the Weather Channel. Them motherfuckers
They
just
know.
they in tune with the universe.
Right.
We used to be in tune with the universe, and we're going more and more out of
Away
tune. The
from
more
it.
the more this we get, the more this get, the more further we go away from it. There was a time that where we could do the same things. A woman would know when her cycle was coming without any
Without-
fucking thing.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Or
But
you
this
knew.
goes back
Yeah.
to when I was even a kid. If I was an athlete and I did play basketball or something and I was lean, I didn't have a period, and the fucking moon was still there. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
so,
but see,
I mean, that's why I'm just questioning this shit.
but what she was saying though,
saying the word
hold on.
originates
Right.
from
But what
that.
she was saying,
Okay, the word.
What-
Okay,
what she
I
was
thought
saying-
you were saying
Lunar.
that it was actually
No,
created
now it
because
can
of
trigger.
that.
Now, so like for instance, my last baby I had was on a full moon, and in the hospital it was 17 women going in labor, and there was a nurse, and I was like, "That's because the full moon it causes contractions. It can cause you to go into contractions,
answer this.
which is moving your uterus."
do any one of y'all know why when women spend a certain amount of time together, their periods like
Sync,
align?
they sync.
They sync.
Right, because our bodies are in tune, and if
That's
you
because the
become,
bodies are in tune. But if you're
Right.
that woman that just don't get no period because your body fat low, your shit ain't gonna be in tune.
right, yours ain't
Get what
gonna
I'm
come
saying?
on, correct.
It ain't gonna be. It's
Right.
not gonna be in tune. A lot of things we create on our own. Like I'm telling you, like saying that if you eat a fucked up diet, you're gonna get a heavy period.
Yeah.
Or whatever. A lot of
things can be
things
true,
are
though.
created
Yeah, right.
on your
Two
own.
things can be
Two
true.
things definitely can be
that
true.
diet can affect it. The moon can
It can
affect
be
it.
that
Like
you got-
two things
yeah.
get both
Two
of those
different
opinions can
things.
be.
There could be a lot of different things that do
accurate.
it. You feel me? So that's So I don't
There's
think.
like what they said. There's not one way to eat a Reese's.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's definitely like a lot of the words we
But a
use
lot of
definitely
things
come
are
from
created
shit like that.
about what you do with yourself too.
let me
Right.
br-
That's
let
why,
me-
that's why I said diet.
Hey.
Because when I was vegan, I didn't.
Let me
have
break
that
up this
issue.
menstrual conversation.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get
go
off
ahead,
the
man.
fucking
Yeah,
periods
let me
for a
get off
minute.
this menstrual
We
convo.
have
Only
another
thing I
drink.
would say is I don't know what causes a period. I just know men wouldn't wait till a full moon to rape somebody. That's all I know.
No, they gonna rape them when they want that
So
shit.
this was
I'm
in
just
a
joking.
ritual.
It's a joke. It's just a joke.
No, this was in a ritualistic time. So it was like a ritual in a village.
I'm just joking.
We just playing.
Well,
I just wanted to break it up.
Yeah. What he's saying is that they ain't wait for no full moon to do that ritual.
Yeah, exactly. And they got that horn and be like, man, shit, it's the sun up. I ain't gonna wait.
Moon ain't came yet.
Yeah, exactly.
He already priming it.
Oh,
It's a
man.
ritual.
Listen, welcome to the Anxiety Issues Podcast. We are 20 minutes in before we had this introduction. I am Adam 12 Taylor, here with my brother Boneface of Boneface Inc. And we have two very opinionated, strong black queens here today.
What's
Thank
your
y'all
name,
for coming.
girl?
What happened?
What's her name?
I didn't even say no names yet.
They doing what they want to do tonight.
That's
To my,
what we You gonna
have to be
to
heavy
my
on the
right, I'm
media.
gonna have to go hard.
gonna
To
have
my
to be
right is Nicole, who is massively aggressive and on the diet, who doesn't have a period, apparently. All the things we know already. Right. And then across the table from me is a return guest. Please don't let me mess this up. Tania.
That's right.
Tania.
Nice to meet you.
Got you. I like this already, though. This how the show is supposed to go. I like this, man. Never back down. All right.
I can't stand
Well, we'll start off with every other podcast is starting off with today. I assume that most people have seen the Kanye West interview on Drink Champs. It's probably going to be the #1 interview of the year.
It said 6 million views already.
It
No,
is.
absolutely.
And it should be.
Which is very dope. And we'll get into the details of a Zodiac thing. Bothered me about that too. Everybody like, oh, I love him. He a Gemini. I'm like, no, he's bipolar. But
go ahead.
that's a whole nother thing. Yeah. So in general, where would y'all like to start? What was the most pressing thing from this interview that you can give me overall if you want to. Do you fuck with Kanye more or less after this interview?
I think when people call people a genius, right? And I think he is genius in some aspects in a lot of areas, but he's an idiot in a lot of areas too. So I think when you do something smart, everybody thinks you're smart, and you don't do stupid shit or say stupid shit, but he do. But from this interview, I liked him a little bit more. You know, I'm not a Kanye fan,
right?
But
when did you become not a Kanye fan? Because I imagine that sometime at one point
he's one of those. He's one of those people you have to sit down and listen to him, or you won't like him.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? Because everything he does looks left. You feel me? Like, bro, like this man, like you say, he bipolar, and he always doing some weird shit, some lame shit. You feel me? But when you kind of get to listen to him, like in this interview, you kind of understand him more. And I think there's a lot of shit he wanted to say, but he couldn't say, and he talked in code a lot, so you got to kind of dissect a lot of it. But I think he's a visionary. I will give him that. And I think he's what you need to shift culture.
I do.
A guy like that.
Were you a fan of the music at any point in time in his career?
College Dropout and Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy. I fuck with that too. And then he just, you feel me? The music ain't never been an issue with me. I always fuck with music. Him.
Right. So I'm just saying when you say you're not a fan of him, you mean as a person,
as a human. Okay. I just was never a fan of him, but this made me more of a fan of him because I got to understand. And like they say, there's no such thing as crazy. It's just usually misunderstood. That's what they call you when you misunderstood. When somebody don't understand you, they call you crazy. So I was somebody that didn't understand him, but I feel like I have the ability to sit and listen to somebody and dissect who they are. And I just never really listened to him. I just didn't fucking like him. You know how you got the lame dude to come around, you ain't even got to know nothing about him. You just don't like him.
Yeah.
But just to hear him speak and hear his thought patterns, there's some genius there. And he is definitely still a weirdo to me, but I understand him a lot better, and I'm more of a fan. The interview made me like him more than it did anything else. I fuck with him.
How did the interview sit with you?
So I've been a Kanye fan. Even when he's made all of his antics, I've always had the ability to be able to hear what people say and sit with it and dissect it before I figure out how I feel about it.
But I want to say this. I'm gonna let her finish. What I don't like though is when we like somebody, we make excuses for everything they do. For their behavior. And I think we've done that with him a lot because some of that shit doesn't have an explanation. You feel what I'm saying? And I think he's one of those people that's so smart that he'll do some wild shit and not have an explanation, but later make an explanation to make it make sense. Now you think he a genius again. You feel me? That's why I think his genius lies in knowing how to manipulate people and having the hindsight to understand like what's next. That's what people who are manipulative do. You feel me? They know how to set the stage for something and don't even have to have a plan. But once you figure it out, they know how to flip that shit and make it make sense to you when it shouldn't.
But in general, you might be able to, I assume that you're able to separate the two.
So for me, I feel like Kanye is a conceptualist. He brings ideas and concept that he don't always explain fully. So unless you're able to say, what does he exactly mean by this? Then you're gonna think he just talking off the wall. So I don't take offense to anything at first. You know what I'm saying? I have to get some type of aggressive feeling for me to be like, okay, this is offensive. Because people are saying things and I like to learn. I like to understand where a person's coming from. So like there's a lot of things that Kanye do that I feel like I've done in my life in different way, but like in my normal basic little small groups. And so I couldn't imagine having 50 billion people watch me do those things and me being able to handle them.
So what was when you hear comments like slavery was a choice, what was your initial feeling?
That's one of the things for me. So I went to FAMU, I went to a HBCU. Obviously I feel that he does not literally mean that. He means that we got out of slavery and kept a slavery mentality. A lot of people choose to keep thinking of things in the same methods. And that's what he meant by that. That's how I took that. Now, he might not have meant it that way, but I don't like when people don't understand literally and figuratively.
But see, you see what I'm saying? That's what I mean by when people think you're a genius, they'll make sense of anything you say, even if you didn't mean it like that. You see how she gave him a great ass reason for why he probably meant it, and he probably just meant it how he meant, like you took it. You feel what I'm saying? Not saying he meant it either way.
Yeah.
But
I
the other things
I'm saying most people took it that way.
Other things he said counterproductive. To me, other things he's said have been counterproductive for him to physically mean that. Just like Harriet Tubman is one of my favorites. One of her biggest quotes was, I freed 1,000 slaves, I could have freed 1,000 more if they only knew they were.
Correct.
So when he says she didn't free nobody, he's saying physically, yeah, she got them from here to here. Right back into what we already were going to do, which is try to appease these people who don't give a fuck about us.
So that goes back to you saying that he just doesn't explain things fully. It's almost, what stuck with me when we had the podcast with Pee Wee that we didn't use because we said he was rambling. And what always stuck with me is when we was offset and he said,
that's a smart guy.
He said that y'all may not understand what I'm saying, but some people do. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
and
some people speak Pee Wee.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So if some people speak Kanye, and I think like Pee Wee has that same thing Kanye has because Pee Wee is genius minded. You feel me? He is super smart, but he doesn't know how to like, you don't know how to put that out there.
Right.
So it always comes across as gibberish sometimes because you ain't even finishing complete thoughts.
Right.
But
because
it's just
his brain is so intense, it's going to the next thought.
Right. So that's something that stuck with me, and that made me think about when I was watching the interview. I thought about Pee Wee, and I'm just like, all right, cool. Maybe sometimes we just gotta listen and understand that if you don't understand something, you're not going to understand it. Like when rich people talk about things that we've never seen, and they're talking about it in a certain fashion. You feel me? There's somebody to understand it, and you don't.
Right.
And you're never going to understand it until you see it and experience.
They do it in politics.
Right.
All the time.
And I think that Kanye talks from a place to where we ain't even on the level to comprehend what the hell he's saying half the time because he's in spaces with people like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's why he named
Bill
Trump
Gates.
so
You feel what I'm
much.
saying?
Right,
He's in spaces with people like that. And like he say, he's like the pet. Like, motherfucker, you ain't got enough money to even be in our conversations. You feel me? We don't even really do business with you. You feel me? You're a puppet for us. You feel me? But he's been in those spaces, so the conversations they have, I'm pretty sure you and I would not be able to understand the goddamn thing they talking about.
Absolutely.
But that don't mean it ain't big.
Right.
You feel me? That don't mean it don't make sense. So I think he speaks from a place, bro, to where you got to be in a certain space to understand him.
I like that he said, though, I'm not well read and I don't claim to be.
Hold on, we're going to get to that. We're going to break all those points down. Nicole, I see you in the gym all the time, but I never see you with headphones on. So I don't know what kind of music you listen to. Are you familiar with Kanye West and any of his musical work at all?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm sure you're familiar with Kanye West, the person, the personality, right?
Yeah, and
So what's your
I
opinion
am a
on it?
person that's dealing with 55 different people. So I understand that he has a mental health issue. I understand mental health issues because I deal with several mental health issues. I don't think that a lot of things that he says that he means it in the way that we take it. I feel that I'm not making excuses for nobody. Nobody deserves an excuse in my book. But I do feel that he's misunderstood. When you have bipolar, because I understand bipolar very well, I've studied it, I know people with it. People don't understand that you're acting out. You're acting out in different ways. You might be acting out because you want attention, but you don't relay things the way that people like that are not bipolar would understand. So he's acting out a lot of times. Like when he said that about the slavery thing, to me, it's fucked up. You know, I don't think that is an excuse for it. But I do understand that he's saying that we do, as black people, put ourselves in slave mentality. We got people at fucking Walmart with bonnets and shit on, walking around in slippers. We done had Martin Luther King get out there and, you know, stand up for us. And we got people walking around here going to jail all the time, you know, walking around with their pants hanging off their ass and stuff like
I
that.
sag, man.
So, yeah, you
damn.
okay
I'm just fucking
sagging, but
with
you
you.
ain't,
I'm
you know
just
what
fucking-
you know what I'm talking
know
about.
exactly
You know what I'm
But
talking about.
he does say in the interview too, though,
they've
that
put us in they've put us in a bad situation where black people look fucked up.
right.
Yeah.
He said in the interview though that he explained that too, and he talked about that a lot of the times he's acting out.
He's
And-
acting
and
out.
He said, and
Yeah.
he said that a lot of times he's acting out, and it's not something he's in control in. You
And
feel
you
me?
are
Yeah.
out of control
Yeah.
when you're in, especially if he's off medication.
Right, right.
So if anybody ever questioned this guy, study bipolar. I've studied bipolar. I know
Shit,
bipolar.
I might be bipolar.
I am bipolar, so I know the situation.
Yeah.
So he's acting out because he's trying to be heard, but he's doing it in a way where we don't understand it because
Yeah.
it's hard to understand when you don't know that illness.
Yeah.
Did you leave
Yeah.
with a different take on the MAGA situation after the interview?
I did. I think another thing, I think it was some shit that was going on that was beyond our understanding. This is some shit that we don't have all the information on or what's going. He had some inside information. Sometimes a motherfucker be trying to flag you in and show you something, but you hate the messenger so much that you don't even catch the message.
Yeah.
A la Kanye, a la Trump.
Right.
Trump was saying everything that's happening right now before it happened. We ignored it because we didn't like the messenger.
And
You feel what I
everybody
mean?
was ignoring Trump, but then some of the stuff he was saying was okay. You know,
Because when you hear the bad
Because
part
you're
of something,
hearing all the bad
right.
stuff,
Once a man call you a bitch, you don't hear nothing else.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's
but
just
that,
like
that goes
yeah.
back to learned behavior.
Right.
You're listening to what everybody else say, and then you start dissecting somebody else without looking. It's like you put a person in a box.
And I feel like
Yeah.
a large percent of us don't know shit about politics anyway, and we don't study nothing or follow
haven't
nothing.
been
We just
taught anything.
right. I mean, we're
Yeah.
not, and a lot of us ain't trying to learn either.
Yeah, black people-
comfortable
yeah,
not
that's-
knowing.
Like
Once
black
you're
people, a lot of
18,
times,
a
a
library
lot of
card
us
is
aren't. We haven't been taught about credit.
Yeah, but we love not
And
knowing.
we haven't been taught about a lot of things.
It's been,
So,
it's been our culture
It's
now.
something you gotta
Yeah.
read.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we've been conditioned to not think for ourselves and not move on our own merit. It's always like, let me see where they're going and then follow the masses. Like
But we need to do better.
we do need to do better, and we've been need to do better. But that's a part of the programming. Sometimes the programming can be so good that it's impossible to break. You feel me? And a few of us breaking it, it's just like and they do a good job of making sure that the people who do break the mold, like Kanye or people like that, they make sure they bury people like that because they understand sheep mentality. If the sheep see like. When a shepherd is leading sheep, it's cool for a few of them to wander off. If he got 1,000 sheep, 2 or 3 wander off, he got to eat that. That's cool. You feel me? But when the whole flock starts following them, then he got a problem. You feel me? So you got to kill those sheep. You feel me? So that I think that's the thing that what happens with a lot of guys that lead or take a odd take like that on him.
Right.
I mean, the one thing that he said that hit the most for me, it was the concept he has of home and house.
Right.
I grew up going between houses, foster care, all kinds of stuff. People look at me, they have no idea what I've lived 100 lives in the short time I've been here. So it's like, I'm the same way. 3 years ago, I was about to buy a huge house, you know? It was nothing. Credit's great. What money, whatever. Got it. I didn't want to. I was doing it because it was something that I was told that I should do because I've reached a bracket of money.
Right.
I didn't want no house. Then they homeowners association telling me you can't do this. You mean tell me I'm paying $350,000 for this house and I can't have my grass grow? I can't do this. I can't. Yeah. This is stupid. I didn't want. When I say I bucked the system so much, I closed every bank account I had. I was pissed. I was irked. It just bothered me to my core to think that everyone is saying you've reached this level in your career now. You need to be buying a house. Why are you still renting? Why do you give a fuck?
But you know what? You never really own your home. You never really own your land.
That's what I'm saying.
You pay for a
property
lot,
tax,
and you still got property tax. You die today or tomorrow. Guess what?
That's
Your
what
kids don't pay your property taxes. Your house.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what's created so much gentrification in Pensacola.
Yeah, well, America hasn't taught us that. They've taught us this dream about owning a home.
See, but I never had that dream ever, and that's because I grew up in trash bags.
Well, I've been with 2 homes, so you ain't missing nothing. Right. You never own your fucking house. Okay, so
but that's what he was saying was that he don't want to buy that. His house is his bag with all his shit in it. That was me. I always had a bag, and I took that bag with me everywhere I went. That's all.
But you own that fucking bag.
I owned everything in that.
I can't do that fucking land. Do a bag.
You can die today or tomorrow. You never own it.
But nowadays I would love to have an RV.
I think that's how I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna get me an RV and just travel the world.
Well, you own it.
But first of all, it was.
I've been saying that for 5 years, and my friends think I am fucking.
Yeah, so never feel any type of way because you don't have a house. Because
all he was doing was telling you that. He's trying to break societal norms. You understand what I'm saying?
I know.
That whole system of owning a house, they have to preach you this so the system continues to work. People hold this big ass key up and that big ass check when they sign. You're not a homeowner, you're a debt owner.
Yeah, you never own the land.
Now you're in the system now. You're a $300,000 debt owner. You get what I'm saying? Rich people will tell you all the time, Kanye isn't the first billionaire to tell you that owning a home is foolish. If you listen to these other billionaires talk, they'll tell you they don't own a home unless it's a property that's meant to grow in value. They use it as an investment, not a live-in home. Yeah. They're not a part of the system. You can use that same $300,000 credit to go buy you rental properties that'll pay for each other and then give you a bigger credit line to do it 2 more times and 2 more times. Right. You get what I'm saying? That's the difference between that set of thinking. And so that's all he was giving you a way of telling you, like, listen, break the stereotype. Right. He's realized that it's a falsehood to own a home.
Yeah, he even did it in the small thing when he was talking about the way he texts.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like how he's just like, he'll do something small, like say something in a song and it'll change the way people text.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm just breaking the matrix. I'm just changing the system.
That's
changing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Though, to have that essence.
But that's why I say the genius comes in, bro. It's just he understands his position and he understands how to work his position without raising alarms or you feel me?
Right.
So, but he also realizes too, if you listen close to the interview, that he feel like they're gonna cook him.
Yeah.
He was warning you.
Yeah, he letting you know they're finna cook him.
He's gonna most definitely die.
Did you want to sugar? Hey, look. Did you want to sugar? Did you want to say that a different way or something?
No, I don't.
It sounds like she was about to put a however comma.
Yeah, nah.
He knows too fucking much. He's gonna die. So,
oh my God.
Hey, that's what it is.
But then, like he said in the interview, he said, but this shit is documented. He's like, it's in the system.
Anytime
he
somebody
basically planted a virus, and he's been doing that forever. He did that with the Bush don't like black people, all that. He's a virus, bro, in their system.
It could be a way of safety too. Like a lot of people go to the internet. Like if I got beef with you and I know you're a killer, I'll put it on the internet so you can't kill me.
That's where the genius comes in, bro. That's why I say watching this interview changed my perspective on him like 1,000%, bro. And I really that was my first time ever really being able to listen to him. You
without
feel me?
Getting aggravated.
And I'm never really aggravated. I just don't fucking listen to him and don't look at him. You feel me?
Right. Yeah,
I just never stopped long enough to listen to him. So I'm like, all right, let me give this shit a shot before I go because of the podcast.
But he's very educated. He just got a mental health issue. You know, when you have a mental health issue.
But I think too,
I would say experienced, not educated.
I will say this too though. I will say this too though. We be doctors and shit, and we have degrees, and we know how to diagnose mental health and whatever. But like I said, a lot of the time, some things that we don't understand, you feel me, come across as something wrong with somebody. You feel me? And it's not sometimes. You feel me? That's just a lazy way of diagnosing something. You feel me? Sometimes.
On autism, I've always said, like I went to college for chemistry. So my take on that is that those are the ones who broke the programming. Their brains were so strong because they have the umbrella of autism, and some are like Asperger's where you know, they're so up here that they understand everything. They just don't have social cues.
Do you realize autism didn't come into play until, I'm trying to say, I had my son in 97. That's when it got really huge. I think it's got something to do with vaccinations.
That could be true, but I feel like their brains broke the mold. I feel like it's a gift.
It's a,
Yeah,
but it did not. When I was a
gift.
kid in the 80s, because I was born in 78, we didn't know shit about no fucking autism.
A lot of people our age are misdiagnosed.
Yeah,
probably.
I'm saying, well, you know, they put your ass in a special classroom or whatever, and you got your special ed. But autism,
I'm not starting with you.
I'm not saying my plan.
I ain't doing it.
Autism didn't come to play in the 90s, in the deep 90s.
Right.
We ain't know the fuck about no damn autism until the end. I didn't know what the hell they was talking about when they was saying my son could have had autism. I was like, what the fuck is autism?
That shit remind me of like magic mushrooms though, because like when the first time I ever did mushrooms, right? I was in probably the most intelligent state I've ever been in ever.
Yeah,
When
Steve
you-
Jobs was on acid when he came up with Apple.
Right, when I was on shrooms. But in that same token, if you were an outsider looking in, my body was seasoned and I was looking like I was fucking handicapped.
Right.
But I've
But
never
on
felt
the
more
inside,
powerful.
You
yeah.
had asked, what is that?
No, he took mushrooms.
I took
He
mushrooms.
was fucked up.
Yeah,
So you
so
went
I'm
off,
like,
you
I'm
didn't
in a different space. I'm controlling time and space and everything
Right.
on your
I
ass.
thought he said
Meanwhile,
you
you
went out
looking
there
at me,
with the hell going
and I'm on the couch like this.
Yeah.
Motherfucker trying to wake me
You
up.
outside, your body catching time.
I'm telling you, like, nigga,
Oh, God.
I had to tell my boy, I'm like shaking.
Yeah.
Bro, you ain't tapped me like, bro, you tripping, bro. I'm like, just let it happen.
How man?
He like, nah, bro.
Like, nah,
I'm like,
yeah.
fucked up. But, bro, I'm out of my body.
Yeah, I'm with you.
God mode.
Listen, man.
But the machine itself was glitching, so that's why when she talk about autism, I'm pretty sure I don't know if it works like that.
Just came and it's so huge now. Even I have a great niece with it. It's like you gonna find some kid with it now.
That's what I'm
What
saying.
about a witch?
Yeah, it's
Don't
weird.
nobody take no offense to what I'm about to say.
Oh, so we going to autism now right now?
We're not going deep into autism or mental health for that matter,
Go ahead,
right?
man.
Listen, they've always said it's a fine line between crazy and genius. You understand? The average human can only access so much of their brain.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying? And I believe that that's for a reason. You get what I'm saying? When you look at deep levels of bipolar that go into schizophrenia and people who have multiple personalities, do you understand how much brain power it has to actually believe and act as multiple people?
Yeah.
There are studies of people who have schizophrenia who have literally accents. Like their other personality has a whole different way of speaking than their normal person. You get what I'm saying? So that's when you talk about the genius. Plenty painters. If you meet people who have bipolar disorder, they're very artistic. You're not autistic, artistic,
Yeah.
right? They're into art and stuff like that, right? So a lot of these painters, while they were living, nobody gave a fuck about these painters. You get what I'm saying? They were looked at as bums, weirdos, drug addicts, all these kind of
Almost
things.
all
Right.
of them, too.
Right. Almost all of them. Until they die, you were able to see their genius, right? I believe that people are only able to access a certain amount of their brain so we all can function in what we look at as a system in society. But there are people who can break the mold. But can you functionally deal with accessing the rest of your brain?
That's the problem.
It comes with a little bit of, because you can't always deal
can't.
with the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, and the processes, the seeing the future, the thinking of the past.
That's so much.
The dealing, right. It's a lot
You gonna
to
seize
deal
up
with.
like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you gonna seize up.
Right. So the average person lashes out. A lot of homelessness is from mental health. They give you medicines and drugs when you're not when you go to the doctors for these things. So yes, he is bipolar. Some of that shit is just pure losing his shit. But within that, if you can look past that, like a bunch of people who are autistic, who have bipolar disorder, bro, you can learn a lot. If you sit there and talk to somebody that you may view as crazy, they've been to say something that you never thought about.
Right.
They have different accesses to brains and thoughts that the average person may not have. So I'm not gonna just always sit here and say that it's a the breaking the mold or a special thing. It could be detrimental and difficult to deal with.
Yeah, no,
but
definitely.
But there are some people who are managed to break out. If you look at them, they all weird. Elon Musk, but you can't tell him.
All of them, yeah, all of them weird.
That's what
Yeah.
It ain't a motherfucker with $1 billion that ain't weird.
Exactly.
You gotta be weird to make $1 billion.
Facts. When you break the norm, I feel lonely in this world, not by myself, but mentally. I have conversations, I be like, I can't be here with y'all. Not like y'all, but society. You know what I mean? I be
Right.
talking to some people like, I can't be here with you.
Right.
You can't live on the same planet as me. I feel like, but then I struggle with emotions and certain things like that because I'm thinking of things in a way that the average person
Right.
isn't thinking of. So when I listen to Kanye on this interview, because I judged him by, even though I know he didn't mean slavery as a choice, I got what he meant. But
You just still think he should not have said it.
Kanye needs a vessel.
Yeah.
He
Well, that
needs
was
to.
just dumb for him to say it was a choice, because who would want to be beat on?
Right. But yeah,
And but we know he got some freaking. some
yeah,
mental
he's
health
conveying
issues.
it wrong.
Yeah.
He gets in these
He
situations
didn't,
where
he didn't. I want to say he didn't articulate it the way.
Right.
Which is his
because
issue.
he gets which is his issue. He
Right.
gets in these situations where he gets emotional. On this interview, he sat in a room full of people he was comfortable with.
Yes.
He wasn't emotional. Nobody pushed back. They let him go. They would ask him a question and just let him take off.
Because
He go
said
anywhere he wanted
he
to.
does not like being told what to do. Like, it's funny to me that he call it the Britney haircut.
But you know that's normal for bipolar. Those people
Right.
are very
Yeah.
persistent.
They
and
can't
they're-
take criticism.
They don't. They're dominant, and they don't want nobody to tell them
You
shit.
can't criticize them.
Yeah.
Period.
I call
Right.
like I said,
And that's why he
Yeah,
and that's why he
normal.
feels like a lot of
He
the
feel
times
like
too,
his shit don't stink,
His
put it like
ego
that.
tells him that
Yeah.
I can say this and I ain't gotta explain it.
He
a
don't
lot
have
of
to
the times.
explain.
And
He
then
got
he get that
money,
pressure on him, then he gotta come
power,
back and
you know what I'm
explain it.
saying?
Right.
Yeah. So it's like he doesn't want nobody to tell him shit.
One of the most
Yeah.
profound things he said in the interview that I found was dope is he said being called a rapper is the same as being called a
I
nigga.
love
I caught that.
part.
That was hard.
That's
But
my
his
favorite
ass
thing.
started as that.
But that's fine though.
No,
but what he's
he
saying
means
is
the word,
word
yeah.
when white people call you a rapper, they calling you a nigga. Like
They're putting you in a box of you only.
he's
here 'cause
saying
you
that now
made this.
But
he's one
shit,
of
they got white rappers. So what's
But
the
they
still,
never
but-
say
but-
that
but
to
still.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they just feel
They
like
call them
that's causing
musicians.
niggas.
like for
Or
instance,
artists.
he
I
is
don't think so.
he is a billionaire from clothing design, art, fashion. He is so far beyond a rapper. But no
Right.
matter how much he's worth, $9 billion.
He's still a
But no
nigga.
matter how much, rapper.
Nigga.
No matter what you do,
Like
like
when
I
he
done made
said,
more money designing clothes.
You just a nigga in a coupe.
Right.
Is that what he said?
Why am I not a designer? Why am I not an artist? They gonna label you a rapper. Jay-Z
Right.
used to say
Well,
the same
first
thing.
of all, he's a black man. Normally, black
Right.
men don't get the same appreciation as a black woman.
Right. That's
Right.
what he's
We
saying.
we get.
Oh, agree. Say that one
I
more
mean,
time. Can you repeat that?
We're most definitely appreciated differently. Like just with me being a trainer here in Pensacola, one of the top trainers, I get a lot of appreciation. But
Right.
if you were a trainer in
Poor
Pensacola,
black man. You don't care about
it would
that.
be different.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I get a lot of appreciation. I get a lot of,
Right.
yeah,
Listen,
slag. So
the other black women, they won't utter
it's
that
totally
for nothing.
different.
Yeah.
I honor that. I
Right.
feel like we got it different. I mean, it's totally different for us than it is
Sounds
for
No,
like
black
maybe
men.
in your industry.
Totally
because in
different.
my industry,
In any fucking
men are
industry.
no.
What
I
industry?
feel like any
So
industry.
in hair, you can be a guy and you can do hair and say, "Bitch, sit down, let me do these curls," and the girl gonna say, "Okay."
Yeah, man.
not
They-
gonna-
them,
we
but
not
them
gonna
ain't
do
even
that.
black men. Them gay men.
Well,
Oh,
it don't
you're a
matter.
hairdresser?
Yeah, them
Yes.
ain't black
You
men. Them
are?
black
Well, I need
women.
to come see you.
Them black
But-
queens too.
When you see my name, you
I
gonna
will
be like,
come
"Oh, I
see
seen her
you.
stuff
I will
before."
come see you.
Sometimes them dudes
the
just be
thing
fire
about it-
at
Be
what
more
they
fire.
do though.
No.
But no,
But
but
just
I
like
could
female
say
barbers,
the same,
a lot of
But
times
I
female
could
barbers
say
do.
the same
I'm
word,
in an industry
and
where
it's
it's
gonna be
mostly
beef.
men. It's in
But on the
person.
flip
I'm-
side of that, though, it's the same thing with female barbers.
It's the
They're
same
loved
thing.
more
It's
than
the same
male
thing.
barbers.
You think?
Yeah, because it's an odd field to be in. Anytime, just like a white rapper is going to be appreciated more than a black rapper because it's a rare
Anything
thing.
across
It's
the
unusual.
board.
I
Across
mean,
the
how they
board.
talk to them, they
But
even get a slack
but
for
it's
it.
still-
I
it's-
can't say the same shit.
Right,
that's
because
a
it's
white-
People
unusual.
take everything light from a gay dude. He can say anything.
Right.
And it's
And
just
it
like
be
whatever.
anything.
Yeah, they can say whatever. Gay,
I don't
brother,
care if
gay
you
people
gay,
can say
I don't
anything.
care if you straight.
No.
A black woman is going to be more appreciated than a black man if gay, straight, trans.
I don't know. I
We're
follow
more
Malcolm
appreciated.
X, and the most
I know I
appreciated
am.
woman, a person in the world is a
Most
black
definitely.
woman. So
You said the most underappreciated?
yes,
You feel unappreciated?
as a black
No,
woman,
he
we
said
do-
most disrespected.
It is, but we ain't appreciated.
Well, I'm fucking
well.
this. I'm
Yeah,
a fucking.
Well, if y'all woke up as a black man right now,
I
y'all would be
really-
sick. Boy, if a woman woke up as a nigga today, they'd be, oh, no.
I would not want to be y'all ever.
Do
I
not.
wouldn't want to switch places, but I don't
Yeah.
think that we are more appreciated unless
Y'all
you mean
definitely are.
physical.
And I'm gonna
Listen,
tell,
I feel like
I'm gonna tell you why y'all. I'm gonna tell you why y'all are more
I
appreciated.
am more appreciated.
Y'all are
You
more.
are.
Yeah, I am.
Y'all are definitely more appreciated because if black men were more appreciated, then we black people would be on top. That we are the tool that they use. They got to keep us down because keeping black men down keep black people down.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? Keeping
But-
black women down don't keep black people down. You
No.
feel what I'm
But
saying?
Keeping
It's
black
totally
women against
even
each other
just
keeps
me,
us from supporting
like,
you properly.
But
that's part of the game.
Elevating women destroys the black man. You do
it's
understand that
different.
though, right?
It's different.
Well,
Right.
yeah, making us
when you-
more in charge than you.
Yes,
Yes, definitely.
exactly.
That's emasculation. I completely
Right.
agree with that in any race.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I do feel that, but I also feel that in our community, black women are pitted against each other so much we can't even work as a tribe to help elevate a strong man to where we can
But you know
be.
what? I am so like. I went to I judge competitions. Okay, I'm a judge. That's the second job that I have. I'm a NPC judge, and if I see a female, especially a black female, I'm gonna buy her shit. I sell clothes, but I'm gonna buy her stuff because I want to represent her as well. It depends on who it is.
Right,
Yeah,
but
it depends on who it is.
It's not the generalization.
No,
You're outside of it.
I'm totally outside of the box.
How long
Right.
have you been in fitness? Watch this.
I've been in fitness for 16 years.
Okay. Would you say that? How do I want to put it?
I mean, I've been on competition stages and stuff like that for 16 years and in training for 16 years.
How do I want to put this question? Do you feel like black women have a strong presence in the gym? I'll just say in the gym.
I feel like we do. I feel like we're not acknowledged.
Win that one.
I feel like we're not acknowledged. Now, I'm going to say majority is white women. Majority is white men, but
So I get to pound
with
myself. That's what I said.
with me leading the crew,
Right.
Then
I
it's more.
got a lot of black women
Right.
that are in there and they trying to get themselves together.
No, and I never said that there weren't any, but do you feel like there, as much as white women, that their presence in? I'll be seeing them white women. No, lie.
they not.
Them
They
white
not on
women
top of
being
their
there
shit.
pregnant. They be in there with
Them-
arm.
them
They'll take
bitches
their
be
arm
in there
baby to the
9
daycare.
months on the fucking
Fact.
stepper.
They'll
You know what I'm
take their
saying?
arm baby, like just born to the daycare. Like here,
But
get
see,
this
that
little
was me.
nigga.
But I'm just
Right.
just a little bit
But you
different.
into the fitness
I'm
world
into
like
the
that.
fitness
Right.
world.
Mhm.
But I feel like with me being in charge and in a public figure that I have brought that to the scene where there are more black women.
No, I
that are
agree. I
coming
be
in.
seeing black women.
I got a lot of black
yeah.
women. I got a lot of women that I tell is bullshit. You can get your ass back in there and get in shape just like anybody else. But as our, like I said, learned behavior, it was, you gotta wait this long to get back in the gym, or don't work out while you pregnant. You can do this and that. But a lot of times when you don't work out when you're pregnant, you get gestational diabetes. You have preeclampsia, all those different areas of things that people didn't know about, and you wind up killing yourself. That's what you do. You think you can eat for two, but you wind up fucking fat as hell after you had a baby. You put on about 100 pounds and that baby weighs 6 pounds. So those are things that we didn't know, but those are things that that's learned behavior from our ancestors.
Do you feel like a woman who refuses to work out deserves a round 2 in bed? Like, if you don't work on your body, do I have to give you 2 rounds of sex?
Fuck no. I feel the same thing about a man. Shit, can
That's
you
fine, I
keep
agree.
up?
I'm not-
You
I'm
know
not
what I'm
mad.
saying?
Yeah.
I need you to have your
That's
cardio
fine. I
up.
just wanna
What
make
was the
sure.
subject today,
Same
man? What was
thing.
the
We
topic?
still you want to get into the topic?
Yeah, get into the
already?
topic. We 40 we 52
let's
minutes
just go
in,
ahead
man.
and get it.
All right, 52 minutes in. I have okay. The topic is
Don't start sweating
vaginal orgasms versus clitoral orgasms. The reason why I bring this up, I spend, and then this may be too personal, so I don't even want to say I spend.
don't care. Just go ahead
No,
and go
I'm
ahead.
saying it for the
Yeah.
camera. I don't want nobody to figure out. I don't like to. I'll tell a personal story, but I don't want somebody living life to their business to come out, right? But I had an experience with a young lady who was not able to have a vaginal orgasm, like through penetration. So I thought that was just normal. I thought all orgasms were that way.
Nope.
You get what I'm saying?
They're
That's
not.
how ignorant I was to it, right? But she could have it from clitoral. So I've always wondered the differences. Is it more different? I'll start this way. Let me break it down into single questions. All right, let's get personal. Can you have? I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
gotta have
have
both.
Can you have both?
You gotta have both.
No, are you able to have both of them?
I
She
feel
said you gotta have
I
both.
feel like I gotta have both. Maybe I'm just spoiled.
No, that's fine.
I don't know. I might
That's
be
fine.
spoiled.
Yeah.
My coochie might be spoiled. Shit.
Now
My
listen,
coochie spoiled.
that don't sound good.
I need both.
Your coochie is bougie. It's not spoiled.
Bougie and fucking spoiled.
Yeah, that's bougie. It's not
Get
spoiled.
both, okay? But a lot of people.
That's bougie. It's not spoiled.
It's fucking bougie.
Yeah.
But a lot of people cannot get it just vaginal. They gotta have clitoral
You said
stimulation.
coochie spoiled.
That's not
It's
spoiled.
fucking spoiled.
No. It's not
It's
spoiled.
spoiled.
It's bougie.
It's bougie and
Right.
fucking spoiled.
Don't tell nobody
no.
that pussy
So
spoiled.
don't
Coochie
come
is spoiled,
to me
should
without
never go in the same
thinking
city.
if you can't
Milk
come
goes
for real.
spoiled.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like the Kanye situation. I know what you
I
mean.
gotta have my shit right.
Yeah, I know exactly
Yeah, don't
what you
say
mean.
it's spoiled though.
Yeah, but don't be on the
It's
phone
so
texting
spoiled.
nobody. He be like, yeah, this pussy
This
spoiled.
was spoiled. It's spoiled all day. It's we used to two different things. It ain't ready for just some fucking.
Yeah. No.
No, okay.
Oh my god.
Can you? Are you able to have both clitoral and vaginal?
I can get it
orgasm?
any fucking way.
Yeah.
Apparently, so.
Everybody can't. Everybody
Apparently
can't.
so.
Everybody can't.
But
I got some girls that ain't never
Hold on,
had. Let me tell you.
hold on, we get
I
into
got
it. Don't
some
rush
girls
it.
that ain't never
Right.
had no fucking orgasm before.
Right, but hold on, wait. We get into it. Hold on, wait. Don't rush it.
You know
Don't
I'm
rush it.
dealing with a lot of women, so I can.
No,
tell
I
you
know.
some
Yeah,
shit.
let's not rush it though. Can you have both
Yeah.
clitoral and vaginal?
You
Okay.
can have both.
No, I know, but I'm talking
You
about
can-
specifically
you
for the
can
two.
have
So
an
she said.
So you can have an
Mental
orgasm.
stimulation.
You can have orgasm both ways.
No, yeah, I get it.
Which is the most intense?
That's where I was coming
I think
with you.
clitoral is more intense because that is cut
You
off.
ain't-
Somebody stabbed her to death. She talking about
So you like to just
More
get.
intense. So we got two
I
clitorals
think
more intense.
you know the clit is designed for that,
Listen,
right?
that is very
Take
intense.
off. Let me hear this.
However,
Go ahead.
comma,
I'm listening. Now.
however, comma, I seen an interview that explained it the best way. It was a lady from in the
But
80s.
have you had it though?
Oh yes, definitely.
You know,
Somebody- I
I've been
was gonna
fucking
say
for a
somebody-
long
somebody-
time,
Oh,
so I
Lord have
know.
mercy.
I've been fucking for a long time, baby.
I was
So let me
married
tell
10
you,
years.
I'm gonna keep it real.
I've had both. I've been
No,
lucky.
let me tell you something. I do clit and both, and I used to sell the shit, so I
Who
know
gave-
how to get
somebody
off.
gave her tequila. What's it? How much you pour?
I don't even need no tequila.
Now, how much you
I
pour?
would've- Let me tell
I'm
you something. I
sober.
would have been talking like this without the tequila.
Now I believe.
I'm
You know,
sober.
let
I
me
am sober.
This man real.
I
Right
know
now.
how to. I know my coochie.
And that
Me
coochie
very well.
spoiled.
So it's spoiled.
bro, wait
It's
till I start drinking, bro.
also, but you most definitely can get it both ways. But I like it to have clit and both.
Correct.
So if you
But
have
what I
a
was
toy,
getting
Hold on, hold on. Let
That coochie
her
spoiled
tell you.
and
Let
greedy.
her tell you what she
Right
like.
now.
Hold on, don't
This is
tell
what I
her.
was about to
Wait,
say.
you gotta
Hold on a
wait.
minute.
She ready to tell us everything.
you can
Nicole. No, you fine. I'm trying to pipe down Nicole.
You trying to figure out
12.
what time
Nicole on here going hard.
You know
Coochie
this
spoiled
all
and greedy.
So you can
Greedy
get
and spoiled.
Here go the funny part. She told me she didn't want to talk about none of this. Now I can't stop her. I said one question about pussy. Man, now mine's spoiled. I've been fucking for a long time. I'm greedy with it.
Shit, I
That
know my
dick ain't never seen that. I'm like, goddamn, I thought, hey,
You need you need clitoral, so you can take a toy, put that damn thing on your clit, and let them screw you
Okay,
at the
but
same
that
time.
was
hold on,
the
wait a
question.
second.
So
Wait a
that-
second. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I think she done had too much to drink, bro.
Hold on a minute.
that
All right, go
wasn't
ahead.
the
Hold on. Let her
question.
get it out. Go ahead, because you going
No, he was asking me if you can have it both
Right.
ways.
So
Right.
he
You
was saying
can have
which
it
one
both
does
ways.
he
No,
think
I was
is
asking which
more
one is-
powerful.
Right.
Clitoral.
So this
Okay,
is what
cool.
I'm saying.
Because the clit is designed for that.
So let her go
However,
real quick.
Yeah.
I can rub on this chair enough, and you can have clitoral and stimulation because that's all it is rubbing. If
That's
you-
why these bitches getting girls.
Correct,
Because you can get clitoral
stim-
fucking
correct,
stimulation.
Correct. However,
Yeah.
but there is an area called the bottom inside of you.
Come on. I done hit that a couple times. I know what that's at. Hey, look here. I done found that a couple times. I done hear.
A lot
I
of
don't wanna hear
people.
nothing.
They call the bottom?
So I've been
Yeah,
married
her
for,
man.
listen,
I've been
I was
there a
married
couple
for
times.
25 years, so I know how to fuck, okay?
Okay, I know. But
I
I'm
know how
just
to
saying.
fuck, I know how to make love.
What did you? I don't understand what you. What is?
Me.
I'm just saying though, I got
What does that mean? What does that
clitoral
mean?
stimulation is the best fucking
So, like,
It is
orgasm.
great.
I'ma let-
That's why
I'ma
these
watch this
bitches
back.
licking ass because they feel like you can lick
Oh, my
ass
God.
and get the same fucking
Hey.
get the same stimulation you get
Hold on,
from
let me
I
hear.
agree,
Let me hear
but
about
I
the
just
bottom a little
feel-
bit. Tell me about the bottom.
I just
Fuck
feel
the bottom.
No,
That's
hold on, no,
why I
don't
want-
fuck the bottom.
Yeah, fuck the bottom.
No, wait a minute.
You let me
that's
tell
the
you
spot
something.
that makes you retarded.
So
I don't think so.
well, we know what you
That's
think.
They're
why-
retarded.
I'm just trying to say that's why a lot of these women are going to fucking women because you could lick a cat.
Because a lot of people ain't hitting their bottom.
No.
A lot of girls say they don't have good
You-
dick.
But that's why
Let me
you
tell
proving
something.
her. You
get
proving her
your-
point
You
though.
don't even
Yeah.
need. Listen, you don't even need a fucking man. You can get a toy.
No, I'm sorry, I need a man.
And play
I'm
with
sorry.
yourself.
So you
Nope,
proving her
nope,
point
nope.
that
I'm
that
saying, and get a toy.
Yeah, the
and
bottom
make
is
You ain't
yourself.
gonna
necessary.
have the
Clitoral stimulation
no,
is
because I
the-
gotta do all the fucking work. I'm not doing all that shit.
But
I'm
the
not doing that.
the clitoris is
I
designed
can't wait
for
to read this live
orgasm.
feed. When this air,
Clitoris is designed for orgasm.
I
I'm
know
gonna
that
enjoy this
is.
live
It's
feed
designed
with
for
it.
it.
What I've
Bro,
ever
this
made.
So that's gonna
podcast.
get
Yeah.
your orgasm
Hey, man.
with or without
Yeah.
a dick, right?
Right? Yes, but not the same type
Okay,
of
yes,
one.
you're
It
saying
ain't the
yes.
same.
It's fucking good though, right? It's good enough where you
It's
if you
good
want
that I
you
wanna
go to
do it
bed
100
with
more
Let me
times,
say
but
you
that
go to bed
bottom-
with a wet ass.
Here go the
and
wanna
you
here
do
go
ain't
the
gotta
funny,
worry
but
about
here go
no
the funny
dick,
part
right?
though. We got
I'm just
2
saying.
clitoral and 2 bottoms.
I
So
like
it's
both.
like
I like both.
yeah.
I like both because I don't like girls.
All right, so
You
let
got
me
hit in the bottom.
I like both.
let me rearrange let me rearrange the question. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
you
Man,
asked, goddamn, you
excuse
should have
me.
been
No,
ready.
I asked
God.
one
I got
question.
your ass sweating.
I
Go
don't
ahead and
know.
take your shirt
Yeah.
off.
She the goat. She gonna take the lead.
If I take my shirt off,
Controlling.
if I take my shirt off, I'm trying to hit the bottom.
Go ahead. I want you to hit the bottom and I want you to hit the clit.
Yeah, you don't want me
How about that? I want you to do both. Hit the clit and the bottom.
I can, but if it's
Can you
spoiled,
do both of them?
yeah.
Okay.
If it's spoiled,
You need to do both of
if it's fine.
Hey,
But
you're part of your
listen,
reason.
so do you have you ever had so for a woman who can't have vaginal, like the penetration one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it if you use a toy? I've seen like does that help you achieve it? Like if you use a vibrator,
Yeah, that helps you.
why
achieve
you
it.
but does it help you reach it faster? Does it take away? Or which orgasm is that?
Faster. To
I
me,
think
it's
it is
faster, so it's
faster.
like a cheat code. I don't
Right.
like cheat code sex.
But
After
which
the-
orgasm is it? So let's say you're using a vibrator and you getting dick at the same time, and you come.
It's
which
perfect.
orgasm? This nigga said it's
Fucking
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah, I'll fuck with that. But which orgasm is it to you? Do you feel like, oh, this is clitoral or this is a bottom orgasm?
I think it's both. It's
No.
both. You getting both because you're
So-
getting hammed and you're getting slammed.
ham and slam. What the fuck? That's a t-shirt.
That's the name of the episode.
Slam.
Ham and fucking slam.
And
Both at the
slam.
same time.
Boy,
But shit, at least you know now.
I don't know what we walked
So
into.
what you want to
Man,
do is
me
hold the
neither,
toy
brother.
while
You
you
said the
Oh,
best
God.
meat in the butcher shop,
Yeah.
the ham and slam.
And y'all
Yeah,
gonna
hey,
learn
listen,
some
that's
shit
a sandwich
tonight.
too. Let me get the ham and slam.
Get the ham and slam.
What come on that?
Man, I forgot my
Everything.
question.
Everything come on.
So the
Okay.
best thing to do is use the vibrator.
How about this one?
Vibrator while you fucking.
Which one lasts longer? Which
Which one?
orgasm lasts longer?
The bar
Both of them. You got to get it both. I mean, if you
the
experience, you
mountain
want to do both
So-
of them
that
at
has
the same
hold on.
time.
dropped into the sea.
But the vaginal is the hardest one to get.
It's
That's the hardest
one to
motherfucker to
reach.
Hardest one
get.
to
So
get.
therefore, you
this
need
is-
both at
no.
the same time.
So this is where I have found happens. Most girls, women, whatever you want to say, aren't comfortable enough yet with exactly what they want to do at first. Now I'm not saying you because we know you got it down.
25 years.
She said, you know, I've been fucking.
Been fucking.
But a lot of girls are still self-conscious about other things, like they don't want to be to this or to that.
Right.
So they're not saying this. Don't like when Meg says, "I ain't faking no." A lot of girls
Yeah.
fake a lot of movement. It's awkward. It's social awkwardness. Naturally, somebody's on you, and you're just like,
So is it a
what do I
head
do?
space that you have to be in
It
to
is
come?
definitely a mental space because if you are in that mental space, well, that is when.
Not if
the
you got that toy and that dick.
See, I don't need no toy.
You
I don't
need
want
both
no
of
So
them.
toy.
that'll
I
distract you from.
I don't want to. I don't.
Right.
If a person is mentally, if you don't mentally stimulate me, ain't shit popping anyway. So if you mentally stimulate me, and then we go to this, and you actually know what. That's why they say the motion of the ocean. That's you know what you're doing and where to
Right.
go. It's a car that you're maneuvering.
Yeah.
So you know, and you
You're a
get
little
to that
easier
spot.
then, yeah.
No, ain't no easier.
I'm
just
saying you're a
know-
little easier than what I am. I need a lot.
You need that.
Everybody need a little bit different. You know
probably
what I'm
got
saying?
that. She got
big-
Not
she got big
saying that
toys at the crib.
I'm not knocking you,
Wands,
but I'm
rabbits.
saying if you fuck me and I got a
Dildos.
toy, I'm straight. I don't give a fuck about the mental. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Like, sure, you
But
gotta, I ain't thinking
I'm
about
just
shit.
saying,
Raw
I ain't
dick
thinking about
right
shit.
now.
I'm just getting
25
fucked
years.
and I'm anxiety. I'm happy.
Spoiled.
But if spoiled pussy,
Right
you know
now.
what I'm saying? But
Shit, I don't need to think about
Fuck the
nothing.
mental.
Long day,
You
hard
got
work.
it
Give me
going
that.
on.
I don't
outta
want
here.
that shit because it's a deeper
She
connection,
said,
and
boy,
that make that shit
she said,
even.
fuck that mental shit.
I'm
Give
trying
me
to
a
fuck.
toy and some
toy and some
diddling.
dick.
That's that gym in her though. When you hit
Yeah.
the gym for all them years, though, you
Yeah,
like, fuck
you
it.
be horny.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. That
Be
nigga say,
horny
fuck the
is-
mental.
Yeah, fuck the mental.
That when you been fucking for
Can
a
you
long
imagine?
time.
Can
He
you
said
imagine a
fuck
nigga?
for a
Can you
long
imagine a
time,
nigga
he
fucking with
did.
her, trying to do all the nice shit, have
Oh, yeah, they
conversation?
probably
Like,
be
nigga,
running
this
from my
motherfucker, no.
They running for the cat. They
It's
like,
just
goddamn,
something
she
soft
crazy
and
as
gentle
fuck.
Listen,
about it that
yes.
allows you to be comfortable enough that the person can allow you to
Right.
open up to where they can reach that. So a lot of times, if you, it is a lot of tension and pressure, and you just
Yeah.
doing all this shit, you might not be reached. I don't know. I have experienced it, and I'm gonna go with that one.
So what if y'all had to guess for a woman who isn't able to have a vaginal orgasm? What would you say the issue is? It's a guess, obviously.
Mentally
or maybe
allow
you
herself
talk
to
to
be
them.
mental
present.
fucking block if you
It
can't get
is
it.
mentally allow yourself to be
But
present.
I got friends and
And
stuff,
be with
you
a guy
know,
that
that's
you
in their
actually are
50s.
attracted to.
Now, this
Yeah.
is some old shit, you know.
Yeah.
50s is different than 40. I'm 40, and I'm
Right.
43 going on 44.
I heard when they
Okay.
hit like 47, it's just like
No, it ain't gotta be like that.
they.
It's
No,
what
I'm saying
you know
I had
your
a-
pussy. You know
No.
you ain't gotta
It's your
worry.
diet.
No, I had a
But the thing
I had
about
an
it
older
is-
lady
Yeah.
tell me at 47 it don't matter what they do, it's gonna happen for her. Like
Yeah,
it just
I think the older you get, the better it get. I know
That's
a lot
what
of
she was
people run
saying.
from older
Apparently.
women, but older women know they pussy. They know what they want.
But older women,
So they know what they want to do.
only thing about older women, what I don't like about older women is y'all legs don't go all the way back.
Shit.
And you hit young man,
Depend on who you dealing with.
No,
young
that's what
man.
you can't call me young man while we fucking.
that
young
is so
man.
different.
If you call me young man while we fucking, that dick is done.
That's what you is.
Done
You might,
dick.
you might get Sonic put their legs behind their fucking neck.
I ain't never met no old lady that can put her leg behind her head.
Shit,
But if I fuck a woman in her 40s, though, she can't cook before I come over either. If I come over and I
Yeah.
smell food in the house, you can't do that. I can't fuck you.
You gonna feel like you gonna fuck your grandma or
Yeah,
somebody.
I feel like I'm
Well,
in here.
she
with-
can cook.
No, don't cook. Cook after we fuck.
Yeah.
If I come to your house and I smell you cook already,
and
Yeah, I know.
no,
They
we
have
can't
to
do nothing.
smell fucking air
Yeah, you
fresheners
gotta-
and
you
shit.
gotta-
before
you
he
gotta
get there.
dressing,
The
you
fuck?
loving in
The little thing on the
February.
Yeah.
What the fuck is dressing getting cooked in February? Who makes dressing in February? Well, like,
nigga,
damn,
that
you got
bitch in
dressing
February, you got
cabbage?
dressing? No.
Oh god. So you don't want to smell like it's an old woman.
If I'm fucking with an older woman, I just don't
How
cook.
old are you?
I'm 35.
What's older
36.
to you? What's older to you?
37?
So I'm fucking older than you.
No,
then.
yeah, I mean you are older. I mean you're not old.
That fool's hit.
Don't try to sugarcoat.
No, I'm not
that
shit. Listen, one thing you know about me, I'm not shit called. You are not old. I knock the bottom
not
and the
old
clit out
because-
right now. I'm with all that shit.
Let me tell
So
you
your
something.
age don't matter to me. I'm just saying. And it's some
Somebody to cut this shit.
It's some shit younger. It's some shit younger women can't do to throw me out too. I'm just saying I have preferences depending on what color or you know what age.
What's your issue with older women?
I don't have an issue
In the
with-
sack.
In the sack, they dirty talk don't be right.
No,
I
it
don't say shit.
It don't.
Like you got to
You
say
talking about,
something.
I ain't saying shit.
I like a
wanna
woman to
fuck.
say something. You don't
She
say
gonna,
nothing.
she gonna tell you this pussy spoiled,
This
ain't it?
pussy's spoiled.
No,
And
you
you
gonna
gonna
stay at me while we fucking?
She
Like,
gonna
you
use
got to
the
say
new orders
something.
that
I need
she
you to
in.
get together.
It's
But
broke.
what you don't say anything. You make no verbal.
I don't know. I say stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
I
just
don't remember what I say.
yeah, it just got to be current stuff.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah, you can't. What's some?
Yeah,
Give me
yeah.
some old school shit and then some
I
current
ain't
shit.
really hit nobody old or nothing like that.
How old
But
are you again? 35?
36.
36, that's not old.
Yeah, I
I mean
never-
30, that's not too young.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Look at me.
don't know. I ain't really hit too much. Really, much older than me though.
Just not your stilo.
Nah. Plus, like I say, I'm enthused by fucking with younger women. But if I had an older one, I would take her down through there.
What do it throw you off if somebody say they finna nut like a woman?
Nah,
The word
I like-
nut.
Who
Nah, I
says
like
that?
that.
Nut, not
Yeah.
cum, nut.
Oh my God.
I
Nah,
deal
that sounds
with
like a
though.
nigga term.
I would never say that.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like a nigga term. You like shit like that though.
Yeah, I'm wild like that. It just be your house, your setup. If I come over and you got like plastic on your couch, I'm not fucking.
Who the fuck
Yeah,
got
no.
plastic?
No, I'm just saying like that's
Somebody
old
too
people
old.
shit to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just
That's
be
some fucking my
Yeah.
aunt and shit.
exactly. Just
And I'm
be.
43.
It don't matter your age. Just be current on your style and shit like that, and we cool. Like
Yeah.
I didn't hit a
I don't
woman in
think
her.
age really matters.
I done fucked a woman in her 50s. Age matter though.
It doesn't matter.
Age do matter though.
You
And
think it
from
does? I mean,
Yeah, it
50
do.
to your age, yeah.
No, just trust me. As a person who's been in more pussy than you have, it matters.
Well, I ain't never been in
That's
no
my
pussy.
point.
I
Yeah,
don't wanna be in
that's
no
what I'm
pussy.
giving you.
I only
Yeah,
like
it definitely
dick.
matter.
Yeah.
Strictly diggly.
It definitely matters.
Nah, you see like that the comment right there. That's an old comment right there. Like,
Strictly
strictly dick. Yeah, that would have threw me off though. If I'm in the
I don't
house and
know
like, what?
pussy.
I'm like, you buy you like I'm strictly
happy
dickly. All right, I'm gonna holler at you.
strictly Yeah.
Gonna get up out of here.
But you know what? I don't like younger guys. I like somebody that's at least in their
Really?
40s or in their 50s.
But
yeah.
I would think a woman like you in shape would like a younger dude.
No, I don't want to be fucked by no young guy because he don't know what the fuck I want. I don't feel like telling you what way to lick my pussy.
Old niggas don't. Well, old niggas might not eat pussy. I
Yeah,
can't
they
tell
don't
you
eat
that. She
pussy.
might have stumped
Yeah.
me with that one.
I don't
Yeah.
know. You might be surprised, but I don't feel
No,
like
I
telling you to
agree
go
with
to the
you.
left,
Old
to the
nigga been
right.
eating for
Nah,
a
you
long
in the
time.
wrong spot. Because
No
y'all
idea
might
what
not
we got
be
here.
experienced this somebody older.
It's some old niggas that can't fuck too though.
I don't know.
No, absolutely.
It's more older niggas that can't fuck than young niggas.
Right. Yeah, I believe
You
that
think
too.
so?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I believe that too. though.
Shit, y'all
Because
y'all
a
got
man
some issues
lose-
too.
a
Shit,
man
y'all
loses
ass to be
desire.
out of breath.
Yeah, I'm notorious for being out of breath. That's why I fuck younger women, so I don't have to use my breath.
Get somebody
it work-
older, you might have to keep up
It works
with
not
that
prayer.
shit.
I'm good though. We might be tied together.
Yeah.
Okay, so does knowing your body help you achieve orgasm faster? What I mean is, would you recommend a woman masturbate
Yes.
Oh,
to
yeah.
learn herself?
Yeah, you
and
gotta
that
know
will
what you
help her?
want.
Yes.
You gotta know what you
Right.
want.
So
Because
you
if
think
you
that's-
don't know what you want, how you gonna expect somebody else to know what they want?
So you think that's step one for a woman? Like, so
What
for
you
all
wanna
women out here
Even-
watching who don't have
Okay.
orgasms regularly,
Even
you
if
would
you're-
recommend masturbation.
Well, for one, I would recommend that you know your body just to know it, not even maybe to get off, just to feel around and see what's going on. You
Right.
know what's here, what's there. Curiosity. I mean,
Yeah.
it's your body. You want to know. But yeah, if you want to know what side feels better and stuff like that, then I would definitely suggest it, just so you know how to get yourself there, because you may not be so lucky and be able to have somebody to get you there.
And is it a thing, right, to where, let's say, for instance, you are somebody that doesn't have orgasms and you do start masturbating, and the more you orgasm, does it make it easier for you to get to that place over
Yes.
time?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can actually figure out, like,
Yeah.
okay, I want to get this orgasm.
Right.
Let me get this shit over with. Let me go on this side over here.
Right.
And I'm straight.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you
And
learn- yeah, go ahead.
And since we talk about orgasms, I've dealt with women that could squirt but didn't know they could squirt.
Right.
Every time you get to that point, it's like they feel like they got to go pee. And
Right.
you ever had a girl say, "I got to go pee," or stop? And
They are
like,
pissing in a sense.
It is in a sense.
They
But
peeing
what I-
on
But
you.
what I'm saying is that you get them to
Pee
a
on
certain
me.
point,
Man.
like sexually, like
Not actual pee on me. You could squirt on me.
like.
Squirt
we can-
on
But it's a
you.
little piss in there.
But
But
yeah, but I don't, as
what
long
I'm
as
saying-
it squirt.
What I'm
fine.
saying is that I've been in position with women who've like been at that point where like, damn, it's always like I gotta woo woo, and this one time it's just like, all right, cool, just and or they could like even when they use the bathroom
Take
before
that
you
thing
start.
in there and shake that motherfucker.
They use the bathroom before you start, and then come
Yeah.
back, and then you do it, and they still that feeling. So eventually, goosh, you feel me?
So they have to get comfortable to know that
Right.
feeling's not bad.
Right, you have to
because
allow
so
yourself to
many
get there,
people
'cause a
don't
lot of
get
people
to
can, but
that
don't get there.
point.
Right.
So they really
That's a
think
lot of
in their
mental,
head
too.
they're
That's a lot of
peeing.
mental.
Right.
And they're not.
Yeah.
And if you drink water,
It's a
it
little
is
pissing now.
clear.
It's a little piss.
And it is, but the thing is, there's a certain spot that hits it, and it feels like carpet up there. It's a one little area, and if you hit it, a person can hit it 7 times, and it's gonna do
Carpet?
the exact same. It's like a velvety. I don't know how to. It's
Motherfucker said velvet. You ever hit the velvet part?
so when you
never hit
do,
the velvet part.
as soon as you do, she will be like, "Oh my god," or either she's a very because
Right.
it is it's like a pimple pop.
I've seen it happen, but I don't remember the velvet.
So it probably feels
Yeah.
smooth when you're up there because everything is moisturized and stuff.
Wet velvet.
But
can't-
it is
I
a
can't
certain
feel it
area,
down there.
and when you can, it don't matter if she do it, you do it, and she do it right then. If you do
Answer-
it again,
answer-
she
is
gonna
this-
do
well,
it.
answer this
Is
for
this
men.
from
Now.
experience?
Answer this for
I don't
men.
know.
Answer this. She come out. I don't know. Answer this for men, right? It's the best way. I know a lot of it. I know the answer is probably gonna be.
shit.
It depends on the woman, but is the answer to get there, ham and slam?
No,
Or
No.
you slow. Yeah, ham and slam don't get you there, right? All right.
The best way to get you there is to play with the clit and fuck.
Ham and slam could be fucking.
It's both.
I don't like when she expect me to do it. Like I can't fuck you and do that at
You
the
gotta
same
do
time.
both. I mean, you gotta put some work in.
You got to do one of the
Well,
other.
hell, give me the fucking toy. Let me do the
Yeah,
shit.
now I
man, while
will
you
hand you the
screwing.
toy. Like I'll put it on the
just-
setting I like for you and then hand it to you.
Hey, you don't give me the set now.
Yeah, I picked the setting.
No, fuck that shit.
You ever seen?
Nah, 'cause you gonna
Hold
pick some
on.
wild.
I need to ask
just too
you since you say you've been fucking for a long time.
Yes, I have.
You familiar with cock rings?
Say yes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with everything.
Okay, yeah, because he put me on cock rings and
Absolutely.
I was asking if you familiar because that seemed like an odd thing to me. That didn't seem like that was a normal thing. Has that been normal in your life for a dude to have on a cock ring?
Nah.
not normal, but I mean,
But
I
you
know
seen
what
it.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen
So
one.
this ain't no.
Would it be a little odd though
If it's the first, I would probably be
and
like,
you look back and he got on a rubber band around his dick?
What?
yeah.
But you don't. But you also don't. Do you use toys often?
So you're right. I don't like them that
Okay,
much.
right.
I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't need him. It's a lot. That's a lot going on. You know, I mean,
See, I like a lot going on.
we would have to move rooms. It's too much
I like a
going
lot
on.
going
Like,
on at one time.
you don't be able to be in one room for one amount of time, and then we have to go somewhere else.
Listen,
Hey,
bro,
everybody's
it be
different,
people
though.
Just like this,
I
when
like
you get
a lot
the young
going
man,
on, yeah.
young man.
Yeah.
Somebody young
like
latch on to her
like
ass.
a damn pool.
No, she
all
wanna say,
that camping.
look,
Somebody
she wanna
young
say-
latch on to her ass.
She want to say,
Damn,
Mom.
Young nigga break her.
Baptist.
By
Young nigga
damn
break her.
kid in here.
Be over there in Baptist in the ER.
Young nigga break her down.
Look, she want to say, Mom, instead of not having
Be doing her own
on.
damn, trying to resuscitate their
She'd
ass.
be at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. The velvet part.
Like, I'm sorry, he died on top of me.
Smooth operator.
Yeah, how
How
man?
did he die on top of me?
Back in my day, wasn't no velvet.
This shit gotta stop, man.
So, how many times would you recommend? Like, if you had a weekly regimen for females, because men talk about masturbation all the time, not necessarily so much amongst ourselves, but it's not common to think about a dude jacking off. What's abnormal, or what should be normal for a woman? I don't even know if normal is the right word.
Because it ain't, no.
Yeah. How many times would a woman typically jack off in a week? Be her meat in a
She
week.
should go with the flow. When you feel like doing it,
I say like 3 times.
Right. I was gonna guess that if I had to guess, I would say 3 times.
3-4 times a week.
3 times at least.
What's
3
too
times a
much?
week.
What's too much when she got a problem?
That's opinionated.
Right.
I think it depends on who it is.
Yeah, I mean,
But I think that you got to figure out who your body.
correct. And
Yeah.
if you got somebody you with, you don't want to just. Unless you do want to overly do that, you want to save that for.
But doesn't that make y'all like crave
I
like
don't
sex
feel-
even more most of the time? You might
What?
masturbate and you like, damn, now you want it more.
You know why? Because it's clitoral.
Yeah,
If
right.
it's the other
So
one,
after that, you want the jug. So if you
Correct.
get the jug, you know, so just get the dildos instead of the vibrator.
It's not a person there.
Self jug.
I think the whole thing is just
okay.
keeping everything, the blood
Stuff.
circulation moving.
A person. It's human. I like
Now,
humans.
yeah, I've heard that though. I heard a woman say that like the feeling of a real one is irreplaceable. Like
It
she
is
can do it with the
definitely
fake one.
Irreplaceable. That's
Yeah.
irreplaceable. But I mean,
Make you
keeping
want to
the
say Beyonce. Yeah.
keeping it going is good too.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
used
know.
to
This
sell
is a
that
fucking
stuff,
circus,
so
man.
toys and
What-
stuff.
So you into that?
I just like the
what's
weight.
what's 25 years? What's the most times in the day you beat your meat?
Twice, at least twice.
So in all your 25 years, just 2 times only?
2 times is good. I think 2 times is good.
But I know it's good. Is that your
That's how
max?
she made it. She said that's a long 2 times, brother.
That's a
It's
good
just-
time.
Oh,
That's
so
good.
it's just like
You heard the 2. There was some S's on the time.
Oh,
I might be
okay.
lying a little bit,
The hour
maybe 3.
session.
Yeah, I was saying.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, long
People
session.
always joke and say they don't know what the hell Big Sean did to Janae Aiko and make her so crazy. You ever heard that verse he say, I made you come 9 times in one day. That's what he did to her. He hit her bottom and she lost all fucking sense of human reality.
Yeah, but you understand she be high though. Like women who get high and be on that psychedelic shit, they be ready in that.
No,
They
but
in
she
tune
be
with their
smoking
body,
just
though.
regular weed
They
when
trying
he
to
did
find
that.
out
No, I
what
know,
do for
I'm
these
just saying,
women
though.
that ain't getting high, how to get them right.
What, women that don't get high?
I
Yeah.
mean, they should get high first.
Yeah, I
No,
would
everybody
recommend.
don't get high though.
I would
Take a
Everybody don't
shot,
get.
whatever your
I
high
would
is.
recommend
Take a
every
shot.
woman
Some
get
people
high and
don't
try
drink.
sex.
Some people don't smoke. Some people just, they just don't do that.
Just
You know.
naturally.
But they have something that makes them feel good. Watching TV, eating a cake. I don't know. They can do that.
Yeah, I don't
Anything
know.
that releases endorphins is still going to get you.
No,
I had
not
no clue that this was
necessarily.
gonna go this way. This entire podcast, I had no clue.
Because you didn't know I was a cuckoo bird.
No, because you specifically told me I don't want to talk about riding
I
no
don't
dick.
care.
That's exactly what I said. Hey, anything
We
you
ain't talked about riding dicks yet. We just talking about.
We've been way past riding
We
dick.
way past riding dicks.
Yeah,
We
she
talking
skipped
about
over that.
we just skipped over that.
It's because, as women,
Right.
we get slack for talking like this so openly that you guys don't.
Which is dope. That's why I wanted to have this conversation because I've always wondered the difference.
Because I
Me
sure
experiencing a
got
woman who
kicked out
couldn't
of a couple
come.
friend groups where
Yeah.
dudes is like, you ain't hanging with that bitch no more.
You ever been with a woman who couldn't come? Vaginally?
I have. That's why I
No,
said.
not you. You ain't never been with no woman?
I mean, I've never been with her, but I mean, I have a friend.
No, I'm asking him.
Yeah,
I'm
I have never
asking
been
him
with her.
as
I
he
never
ever-
fucked her or nothing
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, but I do
Well,
have
that
friends
might
that
have-
can't
might have been a little slip
have
there.
it. Yeah.
I've met some women that when I met them they hadn't experienced it, but I ain't never. Now I'm just saying. You asked the question, bro. I'm giving you the answer.
I know. I just
I know
I've
you're
never,
talking to me.
but
I'm sorry.
yeah, but I've,
No, I
but
just-
yeah, but I,
My
me
bad,
personally
my
in my
bad.
own, no, bro, no.
That's him right now.
Hey man, you asked me, brother. You want me to tell the
This
truth?
man's got.
You asked me to tell
I'm
the
so-
truth, brother. What you want me to say?
Nothing, man. That's the
You want me to answer the question?
Yeah, go ahead.
That was the answer, bro.
So the question is, no, you've never been with a woman who couldn't come. She did
No,
before
I'm saying,
she met you,
right.
And then I hate
Yeah.
this nigga. That man got to
Damn,
answer
you ain't
every
her?
question like that.
Why just answer the question, bro?
Oh, yeah, that's
the truth.
That might be.
You
though.
know, I wouldn't bullshit. I wouldn't cap.
That's fine.
I wouldn't cap, bro. But I have been with women that struggle too, though.
Yeah,
you feel
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's not like a every time thing. You feel me? It's just like you have days to where
Where
they
she don't.
It's days where she don't.
Yeah.
You feel me? But
Which is weird to me.
But with
But
me,
it
it's
doesn't
always
take away from that. It still feels great. Because
But
men
with me-
sometimes I think feel like, damn, I ain't make you.
I
nut.
do.
right, because the thing
But you
about
know,
it,
that's
'cause
when
the
you
thing about
gotta
it-
know your
But
own
that's not
coochie
true.
and
Right.
know
That's
that
not
you
true.
gotta
Because
try to
even-
get off.
Just not-
because with that woman that it was difficult for her, she still wanted to fuck all the time.
Right.
Yeah,
You feel what
because
I'm
she
saying?
just doing it just to do it. She ain't getting shit out of me.
But how do you-
That's why you gotta know.
No.
Yeah.
She could get clitoral. She just wasn't getting vaginal.
Right.
Yeah.
And that
but-
wouldn't stop
yeah.
you from having it. It would make you want to do it more
But see,
because you're trying to figure out.
Right.
It's almost there.
And if it's somebody that doesn't get it often, bro, if you can get them there once or twice every blue moon,
Right.
you good because they don't do it at all.
don't. I
Yeah,
got
you feel what I'm saying?
So there's no feeling of being incomplete when
No.
you don't come doing sex. Like you can
because
still have good
still
sex and not come.
correct because you can still do clitoral, and we know how to make that happen quick, like seconds. So if that part doesn't happen, you just be like alternate route.
But I have met a girl though that didn't do neither, and she said she had never had an orgasm before.
Well, she
grown ass
fucked
woman.
up.
That's awesome.
That's crazy. Never had an orgasm.
That is
That
awesome.
sucks.
She may have some type of
Well, maybe she just
stigmas
don't know how to
that are
play with her
making
coochie yet.
Yeah, that are
That
causing
might be what it
traumas.
is,
Because I know
yeah.
I
But she
had
ain't
that
never
type
had
of
an
thing
orgasm.
before.
That's
I was
crazy.
able to, like, I had to heal certain things to be able to feel truly,
Right.
100%. Like, nah, this is what I like. You like, okay, cool. Not, oh, whatever you want. Like, sometimes that makes you have a block right there because you're not freely allowing your body to
Got
flow.
you.
And so I had to heal certain things before I was able to actually just be comfortable with what
That's dope. So bottom line, it's a mental space you got to go
It's
to.
really mental too.
Yeah.
You might even have to think about something to make you, go.
If
you better not
you're
be
in
thinking
love
about
Boy,
enough,
I was just
though,
finna say that's my next question.
I'll be so hot. Go
I'm
ahead.
finna say, this is gonna be my next question. Have y'all ever been with somebody and been like thinking about somebody else?
I've been blessed with having a great sex life, so I ain't really thought about another person when I'm with the person because my mind ain't there. So you know what I'm saying? Now,
But you more of an emotional fucker. You
no, not
apparently-
emotion. It's mental.
Okay, I'm with
it's
you.
mental. I like somebody to admire me, and I like to know that I'm like wanted. So it's not for me. Ain't gonna be no just come in and fucking go. I can't do that shit. Like, for what's the point? You mean no? I'm not doing that. So no, it's gonna be something where I know this person is craving me, which is a turn on, which makes me turn up because I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? So for me, that's mental. That's an attraction. So in my head, all I'm thinking about is that. I'm not really thinking about another person because if it ain't feeling great to where I'm thinking about another person, I'm gonna stop.
I'm saying that there are a lot of people that have to do that.
Yeah, I know. And then
Get
they asked me,
themselves
did
out.
I? And I was just like, I
Yeah,
haven't.
I'm
I've been
actually
blessed, so I know.
Oh, okay.
She said what?
about it.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'm lucky
We'll beat that.
Yeah.
because I ain't had that issue.
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
but 10 years and 25 is a big difference.
It is. It's just I mean, that's all
Yeah. So,
my age allowed for me. So I don't. I couldn't really do more than that.
well, not really. I got married at 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's savage. 10 years ain't shit.
That ain't shit, but it's just 25.
It was a decade
25 and 10 is a
I had
big
no idea
difference.
she was this way. I didn't know. I work out with her. She's so peaceful and calm in the gym.
And then I'm just fucking aggressive.
Yeah,
He's
I had
like,
no-
what the fuck is this?
I had no clue.
It's cool. She a Capricorn. I knew what to
fuck that
expect when she
10,
said her birthday.
Oh man, so
25. Shit.
I'll cover this before I leave. Something that I wanted to talk about personally. So we'll get off sex and orgasms and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
I do want to know briefly before we get out of here because we're going on an hour and 30. Excuse me. How do y'all deal with when you have a falling out with family? Family specifically. Have you ever had a falling out with family? You don't have to tell me like the specific issue. I know that's too personal. But how do you deal with when you have a falling out with family? Do
Depends
you
on
cut
which family. Is it your in-laws or is it your regular family?
your regular blood family?
How do we deal with...
Like, are you more forgiving? Do you cut them off the same? Do you look at them as any other person who crossed you? Like, how do you handle them? Is it like do you give them a pass because they're our family? Like, everybody handles that differently.
At 43, going on 44, I take a break.
So
I take a break. I take a step back.
Right.
I don't say anything at all. That's the way I've learned how to handle it.
Right.
At 25 to maybe 42, I might have cussed their ass out.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So it depends on, I guess, the maturity or the growth that you have in your life.
Okay.
Growing up, like I said, I lived in foster care for a while and different family members and all. What I have learned is that family is what you build. So anybody that have me crossed is getting cut off. Blood related or not. The only people I have never had to do that and I've always had a forgiving feeling to are my siblings. Because we all went through similar shit and I was like their mom.
Right.
So I feel like I have a motherly bond to them. So it's different. But it's people in my family I ain't talked to in 10 years. And it don't bother me not one bit.
Right.
You wronged me when I was 12 and bitch, I'm done.
And you don't feel any
I
obligation
don't
to
feel it at
mend
all.
those.
I feel obligated to the kids I bore into the world. That's it.
Has other family ever encouraged you to mend those
Yes,
fences?
my sister is far more loving than I am in that aspect, and she'll say TT, and I'm just like, girl, don't fucking talk to me about this shit.
Yeah.
And I don't go to family like dinners, and I don't do all that shit. I don't take my kids around anything that I didn't want to be around, and that's where I'm at with it. Yeah.
What about you, Bone?
I'm actually harder on family though because I'm more free and I'm more vulnerable to family, so I'm harder on family. Like you don't get a chance to cross me as family. The only thing that's different than the stranger is I can't barbecue your ass. I just gotta, you feel me? I'ma still love you, but I can't fuck with you.
Right.
But yeah, I'm harder with family because like I'm more giving. I'm more, you feel me? Everything, and you know better. You feel me? So because it should be harder to cross family, and being that it's harder to cross family, it's harder to forgive when you get crossed by family. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yes, I'm tough on my family.
Have you ever experienced the pressure of another family telling you to forgive so and so? Get them another.
Yeah, and for me, like I had a situation with one of my cousins. He did some little small shit, but it was a character thing. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't really like, it was just a character thing, and I was just like, damn, bro, like you could have talked to me instead of doing what you did. But for me, it was more so like, all right, cool. I still love you. You still my family. You feel what I'm saying? But you, like, as far as the aspect of getting something from me or benefiting from me as family, that's dead.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's like I've had family members come to me just like, hey, make amends with this. Even with my own brothers, it's like, make amends. And it's just like, yeah, I'm cool with that. But we still dead over here where we died at.
So no more whatever it is.
Whatever it is we fell out about, that's dead.
Gotcha.
We ain't even going back in that space again.
Do you address it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're not a passive aggressive person.
No, bro. Listen to me. You tried me over here. Don't ask me for shit.
Yeah.
Ain't shit going on over here. I still love you. But when it come to this and over here, no. Don't even ask me. And it's dead right there. And we good.
Yeah.
And we move forward and we continue to be fucking family. The only difference between that and somebody in the street is I ain't got to deal with you.
Right.
Yeah, but it's the same energy both ways, really.
Yeah, I've had that issue. The reason why I bring that up is because that's the most heavy thing on my life now personally. Not necessarily because I fell out with a family member, but the pressure that I'm feeling from another family member to mend that fence, right? I'm a very forgiving person in general. You know what I mean? Like, I have this persona. People might think I'm mean. People might think I'm all jokes from if you see me on the podcast or anything like that. But I'm a super loving human being. You get what I'm saying? Like, I say nothing out of malice. I say nothing to hurt anybody. It's everything. I crack jokes equally on everybody. Like, I'm just a loving human being. You know what I mean? So I had a family member who was known for doing for gossiping, put it that way, right? Yeah, but that's not uncommon in families, I guess, right? So this person, without getting too in detail, did something that affected me and my child. Y'all know how I feel. Well, I'm not sure if I've ever spoken to you about me and my daughter. Right. Yeah. I don't. That's one thing I can't. I have to be a certain standard way with that situation. You get what I'm saying? So when this person took this stance and did what they did, I reached out to them and I asked them, hey, could you refrain from coming over here, right? This is somebody older than me, too. This is not even really somebody in my generation.
Right.
That person took the liberty of telling me, nah, I'm going to do what I want to do. In fact, this is how I feel about you with your daughter. They took the liberty. I didn't even ask for that. I don't even know where that came from. They took the liberty to tell me that they didn't even approve of a father being with their kid, being a solo parent. You know what I mean? Some women feel like that. I've heard women say outside of my family that they don't feel like a man should be the solo primary parent. Right? I've heard women say that, you know. But she took that stance, and I'm like, bro, where did that even come from? I'm just asking you, can you stay out of my business, right? So long story short, I'll fast forward. The first episode of this podcast, very first episode, I was talking to the gentleman who was on the show, and we were talking about people needing something to latch on to, and I said, it literally took 5 seconds. I said, I got a messy auntie that you can't tell nothing to. And I moved on because it wasn't about that. That's just all I said, right? I guess that person took the liberty of watching the podcast. They found out about that. They didn't say nothing about it for a month. I get up one day from a hotel. I'm at a hotel with a young lady. I'm leaving. I'm coming back home. My mama called me, and she say, "Hey, you got a tap on your auntie phone, like a phone tap, like, you know what I mean?" I'm like, what? Like, this is unbelievable. Like, I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Well, your auntie called me and said, not only do you got my phone, her phone tap, you got your ex phone tap. You know, my girl that I love very much, the 7-year relationship. I got her phone tap too. Not only that, I got my baby mama phone tap too.
You tapping everybody's line.
I'm tapping everybody's phone.
You the fave.
The frustration for this comes from she the type of person that go tell this to people. It's what she do. And naturally, if you don't get my side of the story, if my family member, like if I got a brother, if your brother come to me and be like, hey, you know, Bone like chicken, well, I'm gonna be like, maybe nigga do like chicken. Shit, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? I'm gonna believe it. That's your brother. So people are hearing this from my family member, they gonna be likely to believe this shit, right? So I'm explaining to my mama and my other auntie, ain't no way possible. This isn't even physically possible. I cannot go to a phone company and tap this, and then you can go in there and they can tell you I got your phone tapped and this another person. I don't even know where that came from. Long story short, I don't even give a fuck about none of that. That's cool. The thing that I'm frustrated about is that not only did you cross me in that manner, not only did you make up a whole lie to try to get back or something, whatever you felt, man, she got my cousins involved in it, which is her sons. I grew up with them. You feel me? These are people I love very much. I grew up with my cousins. We similar ages, right? Never had no problem with them. She went to them and had them hit me up. This is how I know it was about the podcast and not no fucking phone tap. My cousin called me. My cousin said, hey, bro, you calling my mama messy? On the same day. He ain't say nothing about the phone tap or nothing.
Right.
I say, bro, first of all, I ain't call your mama nothing. I said, my auntie, I got 15 aunties, but if the shoe fit, you get what I'm saying? I ain't say no name. So if a hit dog gonna holler, you get what I'm saying? So cool. He said, man, I don't appreciate that, blah, blah, blah. You want to fight like a man, cool. I said, bet, you know I'm with that, cool. We could do that, and I still love you. I understand you sticking up, but your mama did what she did. She crossed me, cool. Got no problem with that. Now, my other cousin, he younger. That's his brother, the brother of the dude who called me, right? He hit me up on some street shit. He sent my mama Kodak Black songs and you know, street shit like it's beef, like. And this is why I struggle with, because my cousin who approached me like a man, that's cool. We can get over that. On some street shit, I don't take none of that shit for granted, homie. Don't let this podcast shit fool you. Don't let my gym persona fool you. I ain't with none of that fuck shit. Once you cross that line about street shit, that's where it's always at with me, because I can't take you for no joke. You get what I'm saying? We watch TV every day where family kill family and cousins kill cousins. I can't take that for no joke, homie. So you really can't never walk down on me. And it made me so mad because an older person in my family put that wedge there. And instead of apologizing, knowing you lied on me, know you crossed the line, you allowed me to fall out with my cousin. So she hit me up and said, happy birthday. 2 years in a row, I don't respond. Not because I'm upset, not because I'm angry. I don't respond because I want to let you know that you got to stay at a distance. I feel like if I give you an inch, you'll take a mile.
Oh, I block old people. That's disrespectful.
Right, but I don't want to block you because once my daughter's of a certain age and there's no repercussions on me, I can't go back to court. I can't do nothing because of what you said or what you did or whatever. I'm going to show you all the love because I don't care about what you said. That lie don't mean nothing to me. It don't bother me. I don't care nothing about that. It's just the simple fact that I cannot let you in my space knowing what you capable of. And you told me I can't tell you what to say. So it's my other family is feeling like, hey man, you need to forgive. You could do better. You can let that go. Be a bigger person. And I feel like they don't understand what I'm saying. I know that was a lengthy whole little thing I gave y'all.
One thing, black families, they need to we need to do better. A lot of times we create drama, and it's a lot of times the older generation. I've noticed that they create drama in marriages and everything, and it's sometimes better just to distance yourself from that.
Right, and that's what I'm
It's the
attempting to
best
do.
thing. That's
Yeah.
that's the best thing to do is just distance yourself.
Right.
It's not gonna hurt you to distance yourself.
Yeah.
And then revisit it at a later
Yeah.
time. That's called growth.
Right, and I'm comfortable
that's
with
growth.
it. It's just I see it hurting other people. Like I see it hurting my mother. She upset that I'm choosing this
But you
route.
know, you gotta back away. I've learned that. Yeah, at 43 going on 44, I've learned that it's not a battle to even try to enter into, because you're not gonna win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just back off, take your time. When you feel like doing it, revisit it then, because all you're gonna do is wind up making it worse if you intervene now. So just back up.
Yeah, and
Just back up. It's okay to take a break from people.
That's what I'm
You
at.
know, sometimes even if it's family, just take a fucking break.
That's what I'm at.
Because that's what I had to do. I had to take a break from some people. Yeah.
Agreed.
And being old don't make you right.
Yeah.
I
Being,
think-
it's a lot of old
Yeah,
fucking
we
fools
think-
out here, okay?
Yeah.
Being older,
Yeah.
older
I
don't
always
make you
say
right.
Old
age
fools.
does not gain
Age
respect
does not
to
mean
me.
anything.
Respect gains respect.
Yeah, you got to learn how to
You
have
can't teach
growth.
me to-
Yeah.
You got to have
to
growth.
hold it
And
cool and then not respect
it doesn't
me.
make you any better if you are interacting and...
And y'all
know,
can tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I bring it on here for people to be like, man, maybe you should, or maybe
No,
you know what I'm saying?
you just take a
So I
break.
just-
Take a break and
I
revisit
can't
it.
tell you to go to forgive, because I know me personally, all of that I would have just blocked.
But for me, a lot of the times, forgiveness don't even be about me. Half
It's
the
not
time.
even about
You
forgiveness.
feel
It's
me?
about
Yeah,
just
it
not
don't- it don't-
allowing
it don't-
people to control your emotions.
Yeah, it don't be about me, man.
Yeah.
It just be about like just creating an environment that's healthy for everybody.
Protect your peace.
Yeah, and sometimes
Protect your
I'll give
peace.
in to shit that I know in situations where I know I was dead ass right, just to create a certain to get the environment back the way it
So
needs to
are
be.
you saying that I should acknowledge
No, I
the
think you
birthday
should take a
test?
break.
Yeah,
And revisit it later.
And I will, and I say you should because of the simple fact that is not going to change nothing either. People are set in their ways and they are who they are,
Mm-hmm.
but it's almost like you like I'm not going to allow somebody I know who's trying to get a rise out of me to get a rise out of me. You
Right,
feel what I'm
right.
saying? So it's just like in that case, it's a lot easier for you because you know it's best for the environment and it's best for everybody to just reconcile the shit, and you can continue still not fucking with her all the way.
Right, but
You
see,
feel what I'm saying?
but my thing is there's no rise. Like I'm not angry. I'm
Right,
fine.
I know you're not.
But my thing is, I want it to be known where we are. So if you choose to mention my child again
Mm-hmm.
or anything involving that situation, I don't want you to think we friendly and we done patched it up and you go right back to doing what
Yeah,
you're
maybe
but
doing.
say
but,
that
but
in
yeah,
a-
but I'm
in a
saying
different
yeah,
way.
it's just
Well,
more so
You sound like
translating
you
that.
got a lot of my personality, who's the dominant personality. The best thing to do is just back up. Take a break.
I'm back now.
I'm learning
I'm
learning because I would just always like most definitely feel like I had to have the last word, or I had to show people what I meant. But sometimes
I can see that.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
better.
I get that.
I'm learning now that
Yeah.
it's not a good
How
thing.
long you been going through that with your folks?
Since the first podcast, whenever we dropped, October last year.
October
and
last
let me
year-
tell you
October
something.
last
Folks
year
will
ain't
sit
shit.
back and they
hear
start
me?
learning you.
October last year ain't
They
shit.
start learning you, and they start
Ain't no
realize
time.
that Red
That
gonna
ain't no-
act like this.
Yeah, but you know,
but
like
you
I said,
gotta you gotta learn how to switch it up a little bit, because people start learning
It's like you
the
think
way
she's gonna
you
figure me
are.
out.
They figure you
Yeah.
out, and then they want to fuck with you. So you gotta switch it up.
Yeah, I'm unbothered,
Yeah,
as they say in
yeah.
the word. Hashtag unbothered. But listen,
Listen, I done had problems with my family for 25 years. So that October last year
ain't shit, huh? I got you.
Cancel that shit.
Shit,
You
I don't
start
look at that.
realizing
having
that, just let it
problems.
brush off of you a little bit. Yeah, just roll
I've
off of
been
you.
having problems, jit.
Listen, as unexpected as you've been on this podcast, it's been a pleasure. Like I love aggressive personalities. I love that I didn't have to pull nothing out of you with questions and whatever. But all jokes aside, to give you credit for something, I've been going to the gym a long time, and I've said frequently that black women they don't have the presence in the gym that I would like. But you are probably the most frequent person that I have ever seen in the gym. And you're an amazing trainer as well. I've seen you help a lot of women achieve their goals.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So for the people watching, women, please get in the gym. Don't let my jokes and stuff, get in the gym, seriously. And this is a woman, if you don't know how to get started in the gym, you don't know what to do, what to work out, this is a person who knows it frontwards and backwards, all bullshit aside. So could you tell these people where to find you at if they're looking for training?
BodyByNicoleFitness.com. I have a website, I have Instagram, and I have a Facebook.
Okay, we'll line and what?
All online. You just Google me and my name pop up and I pop up.
Come on.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll
Very
put all
easy.
that. We'll put all that on the screen for everybody to go follow. Thank y'all for coming, man.
Yeah,
You're
man.
welcome.
And if y'all want to learn how to get that pussy spoiled,
Get it spoiled by me.
follow that Instagram.
Don't get it spoiled.
Yeah, spoiled.
Get it
that
treated
pussy-
well.
Get
Treat
that,
it nice.
Nah, get that
At
pussy
least you
spoiled by
know.
Nicole. That's a
Get it-
t-shirt. Spoiled by Nicole. Hashtag.
Just put the
Y'all right here with that cap ass shit.
Oh man, close
That
us
pussy
out.
ain't
My logo
spoiled.
on there.
Man.
This has been the Anxiety Issues Podcast. I am Boneface. This is my brother Adam 12 Taylor. We have Tania and Body by Nicole.
By Nicole, baby.
And we out.
Tune in. Man, y'all crazy.